fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
Your intro.
Hey guys, welcome. Patriots Across the Pond and Friends. We're here with Jason Q today. We've got Stu and myself for Friday Deeper Dives. How are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Well, we were just talking off camera about some stuff, and I don't often get cognitive dissonance. But I don't know if it's like cognitive dissonance, like, no, it can't be true and all that, but some of this stuff is just so deep. You have to step back and you got to breathe and you got to try to go like take it bit by bit, right? Oh, you're muted, Jason.
Yeah, we just go right in. I mean, you know, this. I'm glad we're taking this angle now. Because maybe now we could get a legitimate map. Because for some reason, I think when they say learn to read the map, I think the entire world map is wrong.
Okay. And by the way, I just want to add something because I mentioned this on one of our other podcasts this week, but I want to say it with you here and anybody new in the chat today. You know, we often talk about the normies and we talk about, you know, all the stuff that's playing out like, oh, we knew that, But I just had a wonderful experience this week with like a normie relative, like wonderful. But he would, and we had like a sparring. It wasn't like we had like a negative thing. And he was like, his comment was always like, "Is everybody a pedophile?" You know, and he would just like say that to me. But he sent me a text this week, and he was so humbled, and he said, "I cannot believe like what I'm reading." With this stuff that's coming out, he said, Epstein, he said, and I just want to like basically thank you. Like, I don't know how you knew to be able to know this stuff and search this stuff. And I'm just so humbled. Like, I cannot believe. And he just made like, children and killing. And like, he just made words. He's like, I can't believe it. So the point I'm making is all this stuff that we get frustrated with sometimes. This is what it has to take to get people to like jog.
Yeah, because there's no, if they were to dump this, there's no way.
Yeah.
People would have been jumping off rooftops or going and just going completely vigilante. I mean, and 100%. When.
I mean, we have still got a chance, haven't we? But the whole point of this is so there's not as many people doing it when it comes out, because you can't have everyone jumping off buildings and toppling themselves.
No.
They're trying to negate as much of this as possible, I believe.
I mean, because people aren't going to believe. You know, people are like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein, oh, he's that big. It's like, you guys don't get it. You know, when Dan Pena said that if you knew who created Bitcoin, you'd dump it in a minute. Because guess who started Bitcoin? Epstein was on the Bitcoin, the whole startup crew, the Bitcoin core crew. Because you couldn't start Bitcoin without having a blessing from Satan himself.
What do you mean? Just explain that a little bit more for some of us.
When they said think mirror, right?
Yeah.
They use mirrors for like divination and scrying and all that, where you could actually set the mirrors up in specific ways, where you could have the mirror focus on the darkness in the room, and by doing that, you actually are in contact with
the other side.
Okay, so
the head of the other side. Because remember, this
shit.
world is not run by us. Even Epstein said it was a simulation.
So when we think Snow White, right? Mirror, mirror. I mean, it's become like a story. A kid's, she's looking in the mirror.
Think about it. It was in Shrek. It was in, Sleeping Beauty. All of it.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Wow.
And that's what they do.
So they use mirrors, and that's why Q said, "Think mirror." And I guess me, or maybe a lot of us thought mirror meaning backwards, right? Like, in other words, like you're mirroring a word, and maybe there's some truth to that in some way, but literal mirror.
Literal. Like he buys these mirrors from Dulles Glass in Virginia. Like after John Foster Dulles and Alan Dulles Glass, the ones that started the CIA.
Yeah.
The old Looking Glass, they use mirrors. Mirrors are the way to go.
Looking Glass.
It's mirrors. And they paint the mirrors differently. They set them up differently. They have a mirrored ball. Keep your eye on the ball. I mean, they're like, it's deviant.
Yeah.
Because I firmly believe the whole map was changed in order to hide these demonic portals.
That makes total sense.
One's in Pittsburgh. We know that. We just found out what it is, but like I said, we're still going through it. Well, it might be. I don't know. But of course, there's a George involved. You got Hunter S. Thompson. I mean, the thing, guys, these are names that I've never seen before, and I'm just like, holy shit! When they said it's a death cult, it's all these motherfuckers that are doing the near-death experience studies. Because what you could do is that I'm learning that if you're in a near-death experience, you could actually conjure up ways of bringing another entity and have them fill that void. Because a near-death experience is like you're slipping out. Because they say, oh, and it's all like, like the authors, like this Raymond Moody, Life After Life, and all these near-death experiences and consciousness and all that. No, they're like, oh yeah, go to life. It's like all this near-death experience shit. If you're so worried about death, then you're not busy living. But they do this in order to push people to that level. That's why Epstein was doing all the torture. And these guys are still fucking alive. Still alive, still active.
Let me just cut to. So Samantha Guthrie was the reporter that we see that film that surfaced about her. I had it all, and they
no. That wasn't her. No, that was no. Samantha Guthrie.
Oh, that's the reporter.
Yeah, she's the pasta. That's at Banfield, Ashley Banfield, the one that's hooked up with Sean.
No. Samantha was the one who was sitting like she's swerving in a chair.
Nope, that is not. No, that's Ashley Banfield. So Samantha Guthrie's that fucking possum bitch that always goes after Trump.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, she was sitting there going, "You do know about QAnon."
Yeah, you
okay,
know.
I'm getting them mixed
and her mom's
up.
a fucking witch. Her mom has that Glasgow smile, that Joker smile. She has a watch on too. I'm like, oh, her watch was monitoring. I'm like, wait a second, watch the watch. Epstein had a bunch of those watches too, and he had them on women's hands when they were out doing their stuff, right? So if they could literally do what, because I mean, let's face it, they have got the tech that, because they're touching demon realms, you know, so they're putting all this demonic shit within the sigils, within your computers, laptops, phones, everything.
Nice.
And those are the seals. So now they do a seal like a sigil, and it imprints a demonic entity into the phone. So they do the same thing with the watches. So he has control. So all the witches wear watches. And those big gaudy ones, just like that Peter Attia, the one doctor that was on Rogan, and you know, he ends up being balls deep in Epstein and all that, because they all worship Satan. When they said they worship Satan, some openly, yeah. Because they're using mirrors. They're using divination. It's like, it's really, really fucked up. But like I said, still going through a lot of this. And it's because when you see that they have quadrants that they put these on, and they have to make sure that they monitor the cracks and this and that, it's like, why would you need 672 square feet of mirrors for one wall? 21 foot tall. What are you summoning?
Right.
I mean, you've been digging into these files as soon as they come out, then, and we have known that the big names that are going to come out of this, we won't have ever heard of a lot of them, because because we never meant to, because they are the dark hand behind the scenes and things like that.
It's proof in there they did 9/11. Ghislaine Maxwell was bragging about the new World Trade Center on 9/17/2001. Sending out pictures. Tom Pritzker to everybody. How do you like the new design?
Yeah. There's a lot of silence from the left.
Yeah, and this bitch sitting in Texas thinks that she's going to get a pardon. Fuck you. The thing is, well, Epstein ain't dead. We know that, because that was Anthony Bourdain they showed us.
What, with that beard?
What's that?
Did you see them pictures of people are going, that's Epstein, right?
It's not. No tattoo on his arm, his nose.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And honestly...
Well, I did say that if Epstein was still alive, he wouldn't be bowling about outside. He's under White Hat control somewhere, fucking locked up, nice and safe.
Damn protectors. He was working for the Roths. He was like the middleman for Ball with the Rothschilds and all of them. And so when Soros takes orders from P, then it makes me think that he is in cahoots with Peter Stroke Sr., in which Peter Stroke Sr. also does this divination and shit, where he conjures with these demons, because he himself is a demon. I mean, just look at his fucking kid.
Yeah, he's got some eyes.
I mean, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's interesting because they kept saying, oh, Trump's in the Epstein files, and he was. But
yeah, it's because they're fucking slagging him up all the time, talking about how they're going to take him down.
But that's so beautiful why he was in there and what was right when okay, there you go, he's in there. You're right.
And also, did anybody know that there were a shit ton of FBI briefings from 2020 put in there with Trump in them? So, let's paint a picture here, right? So, what if Christopher Wray put all of those in there on purpose for Trump, so that when they do start getting revealed, people are like, oh my God, Trump's all over them, right? Because they're all articles written about Trump, like Michael Wolff. He would write a story about this, and put -Trump _, so it would be hyperlinked. So when you look up Trump, it pulls up that article. I'm like, but this is no proof that he's on the island. Just like Elon had no proof he's on the island. Because the Edge dinner was not in the island. The Edge Foundation dinners. They were on the island. So when he's like, oh, tell me what day is real crazy, right? So people are like, oh, yeah, when they're all raping a bunch of kids. Like, no. when they're doing this divination shit. Why do you think they called it a gym? That building. What do you do in a gym? You work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their definition of work is different than our definition of work. Theirs is like the great work. Summoning demons, Kranzen, you've got Iwas, and it all goes right back to Egypt. All goes back to Egypt. Then you see the Egyptian plains with Erica. Erica's the whore of Babylon. She's it. She's a creation. She was created from the other Erica Kirk that was with Claude Kirk. So Charlie's pretty much a figment of everybody's imagination. Because everybody's still, Charlie knew, guys. Charlie knew everything. He was a CEO. He knew. But everybody's like, no, yeah. Remember, if there are no kids and he's saying he has kids, he lied to all of us. The whole good old boy, they needed a somebody that innocent looking and all that people would follow, and then next they off him, and then they're trying to say that he's like he was the second coming Christ. And it's like they're putting on shirts, Lord send me, right? Why Lord? Who's Lord? Yeah. That's Baal. That's why you have God and Lord in the Old Testament. God is source, Lord is Baal, Satan. However you want to slice it or dice it, this ain't our realm. So now it really makes you question about everything. Even the JC makes you question everything. Because that picture of Christ is not Christ. It's Caesar Borgia.
Right.
So, was there one? Or is it just all one big ploy just to keep us all within this death cult that, you have to do this because you don't want to go here when you die? None of these people know where in the hell you go when you die. None of them. But they'll take that 10%. Because the person that God said is in charge said that if you pay him 10%,
right,
you'll get all your dreams come true. It's and the whole Bitcoin thing and going down that route, and holy shit, that's gonna be a whole other route. I was like, God damn it. He's in everything.
There was one little picture here for anyone trying to decide whether they should. We're not financial advisors. Invest in XRP or Bitcoin.
Yeah, he was in with Coinbase. He was in with all the cryptos. Every crypto was run through him. All of them. Wow. It's a dead currency. They use crypto in order to funnel money out of all of us. That's why when people are like, oh, crypto, it's like, why is Bitcoin 100,000 and then you got some at like hundreds of and thousands of a penny? But it's all about the mining. It even says in there that they needed to find different ways of mining, and it's, oh man, these people are fucking something else. It even says that using it as a currency, it wasn't its initial function. It was a commodity. Well, then what's the commodity? Children. It's a baby trafficking coin. I'm insane. If you have, because when you have all these, the IRS, DOJ, all that shit, and they start following the money, well, you make a money that's untraceable. You make a crypto. That's what you do. That's why you can't trust any crypto out there. None. Because it's still in a dead system. You can only trust hard assets. So people on crypto, oh, it's going to go to the moon. It's like, hey, if it does, good for you. But if it doesn't, hey. But if you hold Bitcoin, I mean, we said it before. It's like, there's something funny, but everybody's like, oh, Bitcoin, it's the future. It's like, you guys don't even know who fuck created it. It's like, oh, some Satoshi. Yeah, it's fucking Jeffrey Epstein, guys. I mean, all they have to do is pull up the Epstein files, type in Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, it's abundant, isn't it?
Tons.
Yeah.
And we're talking.
Yeah, see, I've only got a tiny bit left, and you know, I moved all my stuff about, but I started hearing things about Bitcoin a long time ago, and especially that BTC baby trafficking coin. As soon as I heard that, I thought, for fuck's sake, man! If that, you know, that comes out, I've said to people before that no one's going to want to touch it with a barge pole. You know, when you find that out.
Well, it's also funny that it's called crypto, like a crypt. I mean, people like on the good side, you know, and they talk about it's just digital assets, right? It's a much different way of looking at it than crypto.
Yeah, Bitcoin has 1,515 hits. So yeah, I mean they're pretty fucked up. And did you see who else is getting busted in there? Courtney Love, trafficker. Just like Angelina Jolie, all of them are going to go down. All of Hollywood does it. Then you start looking at the kids that they start adopting from, you know, from Africa. And then they're always out. It's like, well, then where are these kids? Nobody asks them where these kids are. They're not moms. They can't, my kids, fuck kids. What the fuck you talking about? A red carpet event. All right. Whatever you say. It's beyond fucking hard R.
Did you want to talk a little bit more about the mirror and the kill boxes and stuff?
I'm still going through all that. I just, you know, it's way too much to even just, because it goes to here to there. I'm still, so if people are looking to mirror themselves, hey, go ahead. But this one's going to take some time because, you know, if I start going off all half cocked and get it wrong, it's not worth it. At this point.
Right, of course.
So, because the route this goes is, I never thought I was going to go this route. But we have to take it where it leads us. That's all we can do.
Exactly that. I mean, we've been saying for a while, haven't we, that, you know, we think we've known a lot of the truth, but the truth we are going to find out is going to shock even the most awakened people out there. The people that have been digging so much. Which is why we've got to prepare, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah. Oh, and, what was it? Was that NASCAR guy that died not too long ago, that Brian Vickers, that plane crash? His family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, it was a plane crash, not like a mass, you know, homicide, suicide. He's in the emails a lot.
Is he? You know, I mean, if you take the premise that before, you know, before Trump or right when Trump came in, if you take the premise that a lot of this has been done, right, and now we're just getting the disclosure, then you have to wonder if he was really just killed. Now it's just, again, another way to show that he's gone.
I don't think you can kill Epstein.
No, I don't mean Epstein. I mean the guy that just went down in the plane crash or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was, because the whole define exchange, right? Well, in order to get where you are, in order to move up, right? In order to win championships, you got to pay the piper.
Yeah.
Nothing in this world ever comes for free. especially when it comes to the 7 deadly sins. Because you notice they all have them.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome, isn't it? Just, and maybe that's why they're saying that, you know, like a pedophile network and all that. I think it was that you had to take him children in order for him to do this work. Because you can only do it, I guess, on certain high holy days and all that. So it's like everybody's all like, yeah, you know, just big party at, you know, Epstein's Island, because this shit gets way deep, and then you can see where Hollywood comes into play and all of them, and you know, it's like, oh wow, there were tunnels under Epstein Island. It's like, really? You didn't know it's a tennis court on a fucking hill and then suspect something? I mean, it's you're stupid.
Well, I was just about to say that. I mean, not to be rude, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are very in their craft. I would tend to say that the most talented people, quite honestly, are the ones that are doing stage acting on Broadway. They don't go out to Hollywood. They're truly, you know, artists. Then you got the ones that want the bright lights and the glory and all that. Well, they don't strike me as the smartest, you know, the smartest people. So I could believe that some of them just thought, because their egos are so big, oh, I got invited to be part of the elite. And maybe didn't know, because they're dumb, because they're all about their ego. And then they're kind of surprised.
Oh, if they were gaining access to any network having to deal with Epstein and any contact, they knew exactly what they were getting into.
You think
they
so?
did not care. Yes. They all knew. Every single one of them knew. Trump especially knew. That's why when it went like this and they pointed back at him like this, that is the real Epstein. Not this figurehead out here just running around. No. Just like Trump. I mean, where's the real one? Right? I mean, that's why a lot of shit can't get revealed, because people would definitely lose their shit if they realized that.
Oh my God, yes. Like that picture that's been floating around showing Trump, whatever it was, 1987, with the brown eyes, and now he's got the blue eyes, and people would lose it if he really wasn't him or whatever.
Well, I mean, in order to win the game, you have to be willing to use everything and anything at your disposal.
100%.
I mean, even people, as we see now, he's not sacrificing them. But what he's doing is that, you know, deals made, strings cut. So he's like, hey, we're just going to cut the strings. And like that painting that he put out there about how he's the conductor and all that. It's like, what if all of them got dirt on him? So you found the best ones that can achieve your final goals, and you make a deal with them. But if it's fucking like really, really bad, you made a deal with them, you can actually cut those strings, because, well, you made a deal with him, but the military, we this is in their court now.
Yeah.
So it's what they decide, because they are the law and order, and they're the ones that uphold the Constitution. But a lot of these people are already dead, so they're gonna have executions and all that. So yeah, just like Bill and Hillary, like they're like, oh, they're gonna get their deposition video conference. It's like, why is that? Huh? His nose falling off and shit like this. Like, right? Did anybody think that these things, like, I mean, we talked about the whole bridge, the basic registry for shit, I forgot what it was, but it's cloning.
Right.
For basic registry for identified global entities. So that's how they kept tabs on all of their entities out there. But, in the veil is thinning, it's like now when they say keep your eye on the ball, they want us to start looking at everybody's eyes. Because now you start to see everybody glitch. That's the first thing that glitches. Just like Eric Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Stacey Sheridan, all this. But Epstein, there's a reason why Epstein has that much power. It's when he was born.
What do you mean?
He was born on January 20th, 1953, the same day that Eisenhower got sworn in. So when Trump moved the inauguration inside, there's a reason, because they go outside and they have that big Masonic thing where they have the Washington Monument, and they're all underground, the Freemasons, everything like that. So what if when they did that they summoned a spirit and put it into that child? So we don't know, like, they can say who Epstein's parents are. It's like, yeah, right. But him being born on the same day, and then everything that Ike did, you've got the Antarctic Treaty, the whole Greenland and shit like that, and then the creation of the military-industrial complex. Everything is done under him. Even the deal that they made with the Greys was done under Eisenhower. It was all right after Epstein was born. So nobody knows where Epstein was when he was a kid. All they know is that he's in high school, that he went to,
yeah, he's pretty bizarre, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a background. We just know he started, he just came on the scene.
Just like any of these people in music, like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. Nobody knows. They're all it's the same mold, but they just put different things in it in order to make money.
Yeah.
It's all a big money making scheme because, well, if you have nothing but clones, what you do is you buy all these condos, then you rent them out to them, and then once they become useless, then you see, oh, they're selling their house and all that. Nope. The ones at the top cut you out, and then in order to get paid, they have to get a loan from their agent. So then the agent charges them juice on their own money, but the agent goes to his guy, and get that heater Iska, where it's an interest-free loan. So they're making a killing every which way because they're charging juice on every single athlete, celebrity, all that. And they start building up. And I do believe the Mormons are involved in that too, big time. Jews and the Mormons. But a lot of this, the Mormons are a lot of child trafficking. Because remember NAFTA?
Yeah.
Remember that I wanted to just open up the, Mexico, U.S., Canada, all that whole route out west? That's called the Mormon Corridor. You know what the funny thing about Mormons are? They absolutely have a fetish with Jell-O.
Jell-O? Dare I ask?
Well, what's gelatin made out of?
It's
bones,
from cows.
right?
What?
It's from bones. Gelatin
Well,
is bones.
right, the cow, the hooves or something like that from the cow. I don't know, whatever. I know it's not vegan. So
and now we have to look at this, where now it's come out that pigs are actually half human. So now when you type in pig in the files, then it gets disturbing.
Sorry, I've had one.
Pig organ harvesting, all that. They call us pigs, guys. Sheep, pigs, cattle. We're livestock.
right. Well, think of all the people that get the pig like valves and right, the replacements and
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I've been muted for about 5 minutes, and so I wasn't saying anything. But yeah, I mean that's in a lot of sweets and candy and stuff. A lot.
It's dark, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, You know, all we know is that, you know, they wouldn't be telling us this if they weren't getting shit done.
Right. Or done, or it is done. And now
Yeah.
we're playing out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I mean, I do believe on some level that some of the localized corruption with money is happening in real time. You know, like I think stuff like with these leering centers and stuff like that. I think that, but if you think about it, that stuff, if it's purely corruption and money, it's not like the evil stuff that people have done. These are just people that are assholes and need to get the hell out of here. But that stuff, I can't imagine they'd be talking or releasing anything unless they had that all under control somehow. Because that's bad. This stuff is just clean it up, you know, mop it. It's like mop up this, this money stuff.
Yeah,
well, I think the Epstein file done. I mean, there's about 3 million files come out or something, haven't they? I think that's just the start of it because we're seeing a lot of names, a lot of stuff. But I think there's much worse to come.
And the thing is, what really tipped it off is the interview with Steve. Fuck Steve Bannon too. Steve Bannon, no good. He's got to go. He's one of the same Mormons that are trying to overthrow the American government.
Wow.
So General Order number 1111. It's the Jews and the Mormons. They've been trying to overthrow the government. They've been trying to overthrow us all the whole time.
Is that why you think he's in the forefront so much? You know, is it another example of putting him in the forefront because we're going to publicly find out more about Bannon?
Well, I mean, Bannon is all over the Epstein files. All over. And for him to say, oh, I want to help you clean up your image after your fucking kids. And that's what he did. While Trump was president. Fuck him. It's no good. When you start seeing the people that he hangs out with and everything like that and see how this whole thing lines up. I mean, if we thought the left was bad with Antifa and BLM, guys, it's even way worse on the right.
Oh, this is
the Mormons are doing censorship and all that shit too. All of them. They can all eat shit. They have their temples. They have their sacrifices in the temples. That's why they have their prophets and all that. The Mormons, the Mormons, it's basically like Masonry. But yeah, the Mormons and Judaism, and they both come together because they're both intertwined, because they both worship the same deity. It's all Mother Goddess worship. It's all the Mother Mary. You know, it's not, you know, because they don't want you thinking that you have more power than you realize. But, like, I mean, shit. And in the drops, it says, what if the cures already exist, right? Well, shit, they just cured schizophrenia with using a ketogenic diet.
Yeah.
Sure. So it was always food. Like they said in the that vaccine book manual. All you have to do is just change your food.
That's all it's ever been.
But the problem is that what they're putting in the food is giving us cancer. Then we have to go back to them to get medicine for the same cancer that they gave us.
It's not even just cancer, Jason. It's everything. Why these kids have all these allergies, and why are they having anxiety, and why do we have all these diseases, heart disease? You know, what I like, my favorite is the autoimmune. Like your body is working against itself. That's the most fucking stupidest thing, but people buy it.
What is, yeah.
Thyroid problems, ill nutrition.
There's over 30 different autoimmune reactions or diseases in that Pfizer list, isn't there? 1,300 things in that.
I mean, me personally, I feel really happy from the perspective that hopefully normies are going to start to realize just how bad the pharmaceutical stuff is, and that we know that there are cures and hopefully a lot of it's been cleaned up. But it makes me so angry that we all watched loved ones suffer and in many cases die. Many of us have gone through, our communities have gone through awful things. And it was just because they just had to eat right. Or the right stuff, let's put it that way. And then they take the medications, it fucks them up, right? And Jason just said, and then you go back and go, oh, I need something to fix this.
Dude, every damn time. And then now you see how the scam is with the insurance companies.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it was all one big fleecing. And then, because you have to pay this, so what do you have to do? That means you have to stress over making more money and stay away from your family longer so they can start polluting your kids.
Yep.
Even all the tranny shit started with Epstein and Gates. Everything. And then you have Bill Gates. Well, yeah. Everyone's like, well, who's going to pass STDs? Like, he's been dead since 2014, so which one's this? Because this Melinda Gates, if you looked at Melinda Gates pre-2014, just the nose alone, that ain't her.
No. Now, was she a girl or a guy to begin with?
Fuck, who knows?
I heard that it was always a guy, but nonetheless, it's so obvious how different they look.
Free Martins. That's what they call them. The chicks that are, the dudes that dress up like women, like Brigitte Macron, they're called Free Martins.
Did you see that video of Melinda Gates the other day? Sort of coming out against her husband and stuff. I've never seen a neck look so rubber.
Yeah.
It was doing
a
all
lot
sorts
of them.
moves.
Like weird stretch lines, Yeah. How it doesn't like, no. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just, there are some, like now with saying, Mom Donnie is Epstein's kid.
Yeah, that's the latest one. It's been splattered all over.
And I could definitely, I mean, I could see that. I mean, you just tell by the.
I wonder if it's going to come out that there are multiple of his kids.
I would imagine Epstein has got hundreds and hundreds of children.
Right?
And the thing is, he bred them.
Yes.
They bred him to run all these. Look at Karen Bass. She's got the same smile. That Glasgow smile. It's like, no, those are the Nephilim. That's not an. When you have that line that comes up, no. That's a telltale sign about the gate.
But it's also. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just going to say maybe that's what the Joker was all about. Batman.
Yep.
Look at us. Here we are.
I was going to say about breeding. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind when you said that is Justin Castro. So what if all these, and I don't know enough about Castro, his birthday, like I don't know enough about all those things, but why did they pick him? And why was it important for him to have that? Come on, give me a break. Oh, they had an affair and she got pregnant. I don't buy that shit. So it was a planned thing. And then you look around the world at all these sort of these breeding, even like what we've heard about the royal family, the British royal family, right? With William, and it was supposedly he's the son of Juan Carlo. Like there's all these weird sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that Chrystia Freeland is an evil one, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a second. Let me find it. Oh, my God. I saw this one. All right, we got to play this one, bro. Because I was watching this one with Queer Starmer and how they're attacked. Oh, my God. He is getting his shit handed to him. And it's such a beautiful sight. Hold on 1 second. I'll grab it and I'll put it in the chat real quick. 1 second.
Oh, that's in the House of Commons, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
No, I was just saying earlier, it's like that John Wick film, isn't it? Because they operate in a completely different reality.
Yeah.
You know, than the rest of, you don't know how many groups that do that and do it in different ways, but yeah, their own hotels, their own currency, all these sorts of things.
Wow. So there's a lot in the chat. I don't know if you're reading, but like Justin Castro, born on Christmas Day. Chrystia Freeland is related to Hitler. I mean, that's an interesting dive to go down. Who are these people? Where'd they come from? When were they born? Were their parents, you know, the breeders?
Look, if you're Epstein, right, and whether they breed children underground or whether they steal children and keep them in cages, you have got an unlimited supply of mothers, right, to what you want to father, right? He could have hundreds, if not thousands, of these fuckers about everywhere that they've bred, grown up, mind manipulated, give them all this MK Ultra, and implanted them into positions all around the world.
I was say this right. Mama Debs, sperm banks were his too. What do we know about that?
Yeah, he had sperm banks and everything. I mean, he was, when it comes down to how deviant he was.
Ew.
Now, let's see how many of these up and coming leaders, right? How many of them go back to that? You know? Let's see.
It's just so disturbing.
Oh, this is nothing. I mean, this is just insane now.
You know, it's great having that chat on the screen because anyone watching it later will be able to watch the chat as they watch it.
Yeah, we always knew that Theresa May was one of his daughters. I can never remember the third one. Theresa May, Angela Merkel.
It was the one from Luxembourg.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, man, they fell out of the ugly tree and hit every damn branch. Ain't no lie there. Oh, here we go. Hold on a second. Oh. See?
You looking for a film? A film? You know, video.
Yeah, her name is Dalia Grybauskaite. Angela Merkel, Theresa May, and Dalia Grybauskaite. Apparently, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Just evil.
Private chat. There it is.
But yeah, that's from the Promethean action women, because it all goes back to Peter Mandelson, right? I mean,
yeah.
Trump surrounded him with snakes on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally untouchable. I mean, if they didn't get to him now, yeah.
If most of this is already done, how much is left to unfold? Do you believe in what we're seeing? It's drip, 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 and it's flooding now, isn't it? Starting to.
Yeah. Yeah, not that. Well, we have that one, but then I have this other one. This one's great.
Well, that one's ready to go anyway, Promethean action.
Jason, what was the year you said? 1953? Or 1951? When you said that Eisenhower was inaugurated and Epstein was born?
Yep, January 20th, 1953.
53. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just doing a little fun little.
And he was a one-term president, of course. Turned his back on the whole military, and then his daughter Susan Eisenhower, huge deep stater, huge.
Oh my God. I just did a search for the hell of it. Well-known politicians born in 1953. You ready for this list?
Yeah.
You're gonna freaking die. Wait, let me see.
If they farmed them, because that's an 18 also, 666.
Let me just see something. Wait, I don't know if this is correct. Hold on. Why did they say this? This is mistaken. No, okay. Well, Tony Blair, Xi Jinping, Benazir Bhutto.
He got shot.
Uh,
She got shot.
They had some names up here and then they were like, no, so wait. So I'm trying to see the ones that were. But that's kind of interesting thus far. But it's kind of weird because it says here are well-known politicians born in 1953 spanning U.S. and international politics. And then it says people that were born in 1953. Oh, Rick Scott. And they say people who are mistaken to have been born. Why would you be mistaken to be born in 1953? Because that list has Mike Pence.
Oh.
Mitch McConnell and Chris Christie. Now, the three of them were not born in 1953.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell's way old.
Right. But they say they're mistaken to be born in 1953. Isn't that strange? Isn't that like a strange little thing to come up?
That don't make sense at all.
I don't know why it's
So is that an AI or
It's AI, so I mean
AI?
You gotta take it with a grain of salt, but
yeah, but them chopping those names, they just have. So you're saying that Mitch McConnell's the same age as Jeffrey Epstein? Is that what we're saying? Is that he's 60? Is that what they're saying? Like he's 70? Like no, this guy's like 90 something. I mean,
yeah, he according to this, his real birth is 1942.
And how old? And Mitch McConnell, it's like, where did he come from? These people like Joe Biden, that just went to college and then they just slam right into the Senate. I mean, he's the youngest senator ever elected. He was elected before he was even allowed to even be a senator.
Yeah, and he's probably
he's in DuPont line.
Yeah, more
like you, Satan too. I mean, they have all these different demons that they. But remember, Trump was saying, "Hey, don't touch that mirror. It's a 400-year-old mirror."
Yes, he did. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Right, you want me to play one of those videos?
Yeah.
Starmer or Promethean action?
Yeah, and then I put the second one in there. That's the one within the House of Commons. Oh my God. I absolutely love the House of Commons because there's actually debate in the House of Representatives. It sucks. They just sit there and there's like nobody in there. But the House of Commons, man, that's the fun stuff. I've always loved watching that because they get rowdy.
It always used to be best on a Wednesday because it used to be Prime Minister's questions. And that's when it really used to go off. Yeah, what do you want first? Starmer or Promethean action?
Well, they're both, they both coincide. It's all about Peter Mandelson.
Okay. Actual birth, Jeb Bush. And wait, it all started because I looked up Mandelson, and I think he's 53. But let me just see. What's his first name again?
Peter. Peter. There's Peters and Georges everywhere. Notice that? Especially Georges. It's like, hello, George. Which one, bud? Hello,
George.
There are like 500 of them we've gone through. And it's like, they're all bad. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, he was born in 1953.
Mandelson. There you go.
Yeah.
You only had to say his name and Tony Blair's.
Often nicknamed the Prince of Darkness
for
his mastery of political spin.
Funny that.
Yeah, because who is he getting the political spin from? Epstein. Because using mirrors, you could see the past, present, and future. That's what they're doing. That's why Ehud Barak was asking Epstein about what's the future of Israel. Why would you be asking a guy that can't even fucking spell And then he gives this whole drawn out answer. I'm like, I'll find that one too while this one's playing. But yeah, I'm like, wait a second, because when you look at the emails, like you see Jeffrey Epstein lowercase, but you see Jeffrey and then a capital E, both quotes. Then you start watching those, then you start saying, why does this one sound a lot more educated than that one? And why is this Jeffrey Epstein emailing Jeffrey E about who runs the world and everything? But they're like, oh no, Ghislaine Max. No, G-Max. G-Max was her email. She had her own email. Jeffrey had numerous emails on iTunes, on video games and all that. I mean, his name on Xbox was Mossad Honeypot, but it was done in letters and numbers.
You know, when we had Jan Halper Hayes on last week, she was saying how she believed there was a lot more interesting stuff that's in her files.
Oh, I bet. Meaning her, I mean, I sat down with her, and she is tiny. When I say tiny, she looked like a munchkin next to Dina.
Who?
Jan Halper Hayes.
Oh, yeah, she's a tiny little petite thing.
But man, you get her going? Woo!
Yes.
I sat down saying, oh, I watch your shows. They're long. I'm like, wait. Whoa. She's like, yeah, watch it. I'm like, well, how are we doing? I mean, I don't know. I'm like, so, Bob, I'm like, hey, that Tolano? Like,
yeah. You talking about Jeffrey Epstein not being able to spell? It did crack me up when I saw him spelling Chidler wrong in the files.
Well, and what he do, right? And what they would do is they would he would purposely misspell the last name. Like he would put an extra letter at the end. So, where did Zelensky come from again?
He's got two Y's on the end of his name.
One of Epstein's kids too?
Yeah. He's got two Y's on the end of his name.
Well, somebody just said who was the doctor, that worked for Hitler, Mengele, right? Yeah. But if you ever watched the movie The Boys from Brazil, have you seen that movie? Okay.
Long time.
Okay, but the key premise was that they took his sperm and they impregnated all these women, like I don't know how many, lots. And then they tried to create the same circumstance for all of them so that it would recreate Hitler's upbringing. And so then Gregory Peck, who plays Mengele like magnificently in the movie, he actually goes and now he's trying to find them all. And they were, it stemmed from what they did in Brazil after the war. So now they were sporadically all over the world in different places. But if you take that theory, how do we know how all of these fuckers?
Who's who? Could be all the leaders. That's how they're all controlled.
Hey, Jason, there's a question here. Was Jeffrey Epstein using the dental chair for torture?
Oh yeah. And plus your highest concentration of DNA is in your teeth.
Is it?
Yep. That's why when they do dental records, right? They just don't go by what your teeth look like. They actually, your DNA is in your teeth.
That's what I want to destroy him.
Yeah. Yeah, and then necklaces made out of baby teeth and all that. Real, just
sick fucking shit.
He says these people are sick.
Oh, yeah.
Did you play this one then?
Yep.
Right. This is about 15 minutes, guys.
Okay.
Thanks to the latest Epstein dump, we now know who the banker's inside man in Britain was during and after the 2008 financial crash. Here's the most important snippet from the latest document dump. It's about Lord Peter Mandelson, and here's how Jeffrey Epstein describes him. Well, for all intents and purposes, Petey is now acting deputy prime minister. What was Jeffrey Epstein, who was in jail when that was written, and Lord Peter Mandelson doing in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crash? Remember, these discussions are going on while the bankers are being bailed out and the global financier elite are being saved. But instead of that story, here's what you're being inundated with. Now, if you read the TDS-infected press like The Guardian, you'll see headlines like, Trump news at a glance. Epstein files release shows emails with Trump officials, past and present. Or on the other side of the political spectrum, Fox News focuses on new Epstein documents include photos of Bill Clinton, shirtless in hot tub, socializing with Michael Jackson. Or if you want to go hardcore British psyops, The Telegraph says Epstein's links to Putin and Kremlin spies raise fears he was a Russian agent. Now, here's what they don't want you to think about. The 2008 financial crisis was never really solved. The banks got bailed out at the expense of the American taxpayers and the economy. And now Donald Trump is finally taking down that criminal free trade system of the global bankers. On the very same day these new Mandelson revelations came out, Donald Trump was busy dismantling what is left of that old world order with dramatic new economic moves, including the creation of a strategic critical minerals reserve. Now, if you think this is a coincidence, you haven't been paying attention. And most important, it's not about sex and blackmail. I'm Susan Kokinda, and for months, I've been telling you that the big reveal in the Epstein files was about Peter Mandelson and how it had more to do with the 2008 financial collapse and the banker's empire than it did plane trips to an island. So if you want to get above the noise and get the deeper story, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons so we can stay in touch and we can reach more people. We're going to look at three things today. First, the new Epstein revelations on Mandelson and why Epstein called him the acting deputy prime minister during the 2008-2010 financial crisis. How President Trump is addressing the root causes of that financial collapse by abandoning the bankers' model of free trade. And third, how Project Vault, the new strategic mineral reserve, is a powerful reassertion of American economic sovereignty. So the real big casualty of this latest dump is Lord Peter Mandelson, the former British ambassador to the United States who had the assignment of trying to manage Donald Trump. That didn't work out so well. His was one of the first heads to roll in the first Epstein file release. He was forced to resign as ambassador. But now this new file dump has forced Mandelson to resign both from the Labour Party and to leave his seat in Parliament. And a few minutes ago, this headline just dropped. How King Charles could strip Mandelson of his peerage. Now, to the extent the American press has even mentioned Mandelson's resignations, they portray it as another disgusting episode in the world of jet-setting perverts. But that's only the subplot. They don't want you to look at the main storyline. Mandelson wasn't just socializing with Epstein. He was a top-level policy operative embedded in the British government, and the new files show devastating evidence that in 2009 and 2010, right in the middle of the financial crisis, Mandelson was leaking highly sensitive government information to Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about advanced knowledge on bailouts and asset sales. Epstein was providing his clients with more than sexual services. Epstein was the fixer, Mandelson was the inside man. Remember, here's what Epstein told Ghislaine Maxwell in June 2009. That little Petey, which was his actual nickname for Mandelson, was for all intents and purposes practically the deputy prime minister. The real story is about policy. Perversions are the tool of the trade. So here's a few of the highlights of what little Petey did for Epstein. In June of 2009, he sent him a Downing Street memo on a £20 billion asset sale and said, interesting note that's just gone to the prime minister. 2 months later, he leaked a confidential banking memo 4 seconds after receiving it. In May of 2010, he tipped off about a 500 billion Eurozone bailout saying, this should be announced tonight, just leaving number 10. And on May 10th, he gave Epstein advance notice of Gordon Brown's resignation. The prime minister finally got him to go today. But it gets worse. Mandelson wasn't just leaking, he was fixing. In one of the newly released files, Mandelson advises Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan, on the need to mildly threaten the chancellor of the exchequer. This is how the post-2008 system actually worked. A network of fixers, bankers, and political operatives ensuring that governments served financial institutions with bailouts, not national interests. Epstein connected the money, Mandelson opened the doors. And now the system that protection racket served is being challenged by Donald Trump. So when you see little Petey resign now, it's not because of compromising pictures of him and his skivvies. The acting deputy prime minister of the globalist order has lost his mandate because the financial system, which was kept on artificial life support by the post-2008 bailouts, is being dismantled. Now, since he came back into office, Donald Trump has been taking a jackhammer to the globalist system. His new Fed chair appointee has gone on record saying that the perpetual bailout policy of the Fed post-2008 was a disaster, and he's going to end it. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has said the mission of the government should be to support the real economy and household incomes, not the financial system. And now President Trump is cementing new trade deals, which throw free trade in the crapper. Now, the mainstream media wants to present Trump's policies as chaotic and disruptive, And it argues that it's the Europeans and people like Canada's Mark Carney who are the adults in the room. But let's look at who is failing their populations and who's actually protecting them. Now, remember, just less than 2 weeks ago in Davos, Canada's Mark Carney and the EU's Ursula von der Leyen defiantly told the world that Europe, Canada, and the middle powers would forge their own way without Donald Trump's United States. And they would continue to carry the banner of free trade and windmills. Von der Leyen stood up on stage and boasted that the mother of all trade deals between the EU and India was coming, and it was signed on January 27th. As promised, that deal was based on the twin pillars of free trade and the fraud of climate change and green energy. But less than a week later, President Trump closed an American deal with Prime Minister Modi's India. In addition to reducing tariffs on both sides, which will go down to zero for U.S. exports to India, the deal announced a huge purchase of American goods by India. President Trump announced it in a Truth Social post. He said, the Prime Minister also committed to buy American at a much higher level, in addition to over $500 billion of U.S. energy, technology, agriculture, coal, and other products. $500 billion in purchases from key sectors of the American physical economy. Now circle back to the European deal. They got no specific purchase commitments, hoping that the magic of the marketplace will, I guess, do its magic. And it's not just India where the globalists aren't faring so well with their trade deals. The EU trade deal with South American nations in Mercosur has sent Europe on fire. Tens, if not hundreds of thousands of farmers are demonstrating in Brussels, Paris, Ireland, and elsewhere because that deal will bring cheap South American products into Europe and wipe out what is left of their farmers. And let's not forget ex-central banker and now Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, who went to China last month and came back with a trade agreement that will open the Canadian market to Chinese EVs and finish off what's left of the Canadian auto industry. So much for the Europeans being the responsible adults defending the rules-based order from Donald Trump, the disruptor. Now, if you're beginning to realize that you're not hearing this from the mainstream press or your favorite influencers, you need to head over to Promethean Action and get our free newsletter. President Trump doesn't need a bunch of Monday morning quarterbacks second-guessing his every move. He needs people who are on the battlefield with him, and that's where we will put you. Because the need to get up above the noise and see the real fight can't be made any clearer than what we've already shown you. Now, it gets even more interesting. Yesterday, President Trump was asked about Mandelson's resignation. And after saying that he hadn't heard about it, he took the opportunity to point out this.
I really don't know too much about it. I know who he is. It's too bad. Speaking of Epstein, I will say this. A reporter named Wolf and Epstein conspired. This just came out yesterday in the millions of pages of documents, how crazy this is, conspired against me in order to fight like hell to make sure I lose the election. That's the only thing that was mentioned about me. Now, about Democrats, some really bad stuff, but about me, that Wolf, whoever Wolf is, he wrote a couple of books, and Epstein conspired against me.
But then the president said something even more important.
You know, when Epstein was alive, nobody cared about him. When he's dead, they care about him. But it's really a Democrat problem. It's not a Republican, it's a Democrat problem. The only problem Republicans have is that we have to get back to number one, running our country, and then number two, very importantly, letting the public know what a great job we're doing. We have the greatest economy in the history of the world. We have $18 trillion being spent. The record was $3 trillion many years ago, not by us, by another country. I won't say the country.
Now, let's talk about how President Trump is building the greatest economy in the world. It is by rejecting everything that Mandelson and Carney and von der Leyen have spent their careers protecting, and by returning to the American system. You've been told your economic choices are free trade capitalism or some version of big government socialism. You have to choose one or the other. Let the markets destroy your living standards or let the government spending increase inflation. The American system is neither. It partners the government with private industry in ways that foster actual physical production. And on Monday, President Trump announced a stunning example of that. He announced Project Vault, the creation of a U.S. strategic critical minerals reserve supported by the Export-Import Bank. And here's how the head of the Exim Bank described it.
Thank you, Mr. President. The president gave us a very clear directive. My clear directive was much more of an order for us to figure out how to, for the first time in American history, create a strategic critical minerals reserve in a way that would benefit the non-military manufacturing complex. And the challenge was enormous, not simply because it had never been done before, Mr. President, but we knew that you expected us to deliver in a big way, in a way that was scalable, in a way that was designed for long-term success, and in a way that would help revitalize our domestic mining industry. But most importantly, most crucially, that it not be subsidized by American taxpayers. So that's exactly what we've done. Mr. President, what you've announced today is a truly uniquely American solution. It brings together our capital markets, which are the best and biggest in the world, with our manufacturers, our innovators, our miners, all pitching in to make this possible.
Now, if you understand American economic history, you'll recognize what's happening here. The Exim Bank is being transformed into something resembling a mini national bank, a public-private partnership where government credit is directed towards strategic physical production, not financial speculation. And credit means the money gets paid back with interest. Now, Secretary Scott Bessent drilled down on the systemic importance of this. He's saying that we will no longer be a nation left to the mercy of a globalist-run free trade system.
As you always say, economic security is national security, and a country does not have sovereignty if we don't have control over our critical minerals, don't have control over our steel production and our industrial base. And thanks to the work of everyone here through your leadership, this was a public-private partnership that only you could have assembled, and we are taking back our sovereignty, and we are going to have this Vault project, a strategic mineral reserve, and I can't tell you how innovative and exciting this is, and the level of security it is going to give us going forward is phenomenal.
So let's look at what we covered. For decades, power came from controlling the money, controlling the free trade system, and subjugating nations and populations. Mandelson and Epstein were cogs in that imperial machine. Trump and his team are muscling that system aside and restoring the American system, a system you aren't even supposed to know about. Remember, 2 weeks ago, our trade ambassador, Jameson Greer, gave a speech at Davos entitled The Hamiltonian Economic System That Too Many Have Forgotten. Now, here at Promethean Action, we never forgot the American system. And that's why we've been at the forefront of the fight to support the Trump administration's revival of it. Paid memberships and contributions to Promethean Action will help us build this movement. So please go to our website and join up. Because Mandelson's fall isn't just a scandal. It represents something much bigger. The fixers who manage the old system are being exposed at the same time that the globalist system itself loses its grip, thanks to Donald Trump. That's the real story this week. This has been your midweek update. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, they're great, the Promethean Action girls.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say, Jenny was saying in the chat that she's love and light, that she's banned from X for life. Just keep appealing and appealing and appealing, Jen. I did that and I got my account back. I had 75% of my followers gone, but I still got my account back. And the other thing is, Jay, I just saw you or Dina posting there about Spiritual Street Fighter. I've got that video saved of all Trump's retruths.
Nice.
If you want me to play that anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
3 minutes long. That
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's just whack that on now then, because this is about 3 months old, I think. So he's done a few more since, but this is great. Yeah, this is 3 minutes.
Sweet.
Yes.
So, did you see his from last night?
Possibly.
Maybe you should bring those up. From
When he's-
11:14 p.m. and 11:15 p.m. Let's watch that video because that video proves that Trump just gave the nod that Q is real.
Is that on his True Social?
Yep.
All right, give us a couple of minutes.
This gets rowdy. I think we're right on top of what's getting ready to happen. I hope. Change the calendar enough, I'll tell you that much.
I have to, I've got, it's weird really, because I've got Donald Trump's True Social link saved because it's the only way I can log on to his True Social. It won't do it otherwise. Right, where are we looking?
Further down. So, up right there. Hold up. Right there. The first one right here. That one right there.
Yeah.
Yep. That was done at 11:14 last night, p.m. You might want to make it bigger too, because you're gonna want to see this. Yeah, he posted it twice, one after the next. So you want to?
I gotta ask you about the U.S. election, as you point.
Sorry, I don't know where that went. I'll press large.
Right there.
I gotta ask you about the U.S. election, as you point out. You're not an American citizen. You're an Australian.
Oh, fuck me. It disappears when I go to make it large.
All right, well then we can keep it small.
Yeah, I will.
I gotta ask you about the U.S. election, as you point out. You're not an American citizen. You're an Australian. You know, you're clearly not rooting for Hillary, but are you rooting for Trump?
No, I mean if we have good information on Trump, we publish that. If we have good information on Hillary, the Democrats, we publish that. It is a bit concerning, the allegations that by the Clinton campaign that everyone is a Russian agent are really disturbing. Why is that? Well, because bizarrely, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, has positioned herself now to be the security candidate. She's powered up with the neocons responsible for the Iraq War. And she's grabbed on to this kind of neo-McCarthyist hysteria about Russia and is using that to demonize the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign has all sorts of things wrong with it. But as far as we can see, being Russian agents is not one of them. You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that he speaks off the cuff.
Here we go. Right there. That's a huge tell right there.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
The American populace is facing an unconventional warfare scenario.
By 5. The A looks like a Q.
This is information warfare.
Here we go. Oh! Oh!
Yes, Anon has made some superb videos.
Yeah, but why did he post 2 of them yesterday? Yesterday's a 17. So he posted 2 17s. Then, if you notice, see that AA Anon and see that bunny right there?
Yeah.
That's a bad bunny.
Yeah.
It's not a white rabbit, right? Where's Bad Bunny going to be in 3 days? In 2 days? On the 8th. Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl looked like a puppy show, right?
Yeah.
So, technically, we have 3 things could pop off on Super Bowl Sunday.
EBS?
The Super Bowl, TPUSA, and Israel. All 3. Because right now, Israel's using chemical weapons.
We talking false flags?
They're gonna fucking level Israel. Because the video that they put out, that they said the Iranians put out, right, of the ship and all the floating caskets, yeah, that was USS Liberty. That's what they're telling us there. But they said Iran made it. It's like, yeah, just like, this whole cat and mouse between Iran and the United States. Debate them all in. They all signed on the board of peace. Who's the only one out there that's not actually practicing peace? And they signed it. Bibi signed it.
Yeah.
Doing nuclear testing, saying they're going to build a new airport down by Dimona. Fuck that. Done. Level it. There's no fixing it. I mean, and people be, but they're not innocent. You have the most Satanists per capita, the most pedophiles per capita, that you literally can commit pedophilia on the daily in Israel, as long as it's with a goyim.
That's where we're seeing a lot of people move to or go back to Israel, isn't it? A lot of these Romans.
Like Epstein? Yep.
I just, the thing that I can't resolve in my mind is that if everything is done, what's really going on in Israel?
They're getting ready to level Israel. They're getting ready to drop 1,800 MK-84s all over Israel.
Well,
fuck them, fuck the whole, fuck Judaism, fuck them all. That's our problem. Our problem is Judaism. Our problem is religion as a whole. But right now, it's the whole, because I don't see a bunch of, Christians saying anything about, you have all these, they're Palestinian, but they're all Christians and they're bombing all the churches and everything like that. The Pope don't want anything to do with it because the Pope's in the same fucking cult.
Yeah.
So just bombs away.
Maybe if a lot of it is already done, Elisa, and we are saving Israel for last, maybe that's not done.
Maybe.
Yet.
But I find it really hard to believe in my own heart and soul that Bibi is not completely under control.
No. Fuck this under control shit. No, fuck Bibi. Fuck Israel. Fuck the whole lot of them. Just level the place. We need our fucking 6 million. We want our, because you talk about everything you've done, 9/11, USS Liberty, Beirut, all the shit, spying, all the geofencing, everything like that. Fuck them. Just annihilate the whole race. The arrogance that they have and the hubris that they're trying to push on everybody, fuck them. The Middle East was much peaceful. You had Jews, Arabs, all them living out there peacefully because they didn't have the hardcore Judaism coming and the whole reform of the Sabbatean Frankists. And then the Jews that were good, they pushed them out. They were the ones that were told to leave too. You're going to side with them? Get out.
Right.
They wanted all. That's why they were flying them from Morocco, from everywhere. I mean, when they find out that Israel is the one that made the COVID-19 vaccines, and then on top of it, they're the ones that, Epstein and Bill Gates are the ones that created COVID-19, not China. So what's China doing? They got their shit in Iran. Why? Fuck, let China take them out. But we want some of that too. That's why I sent a whole armada to the Mediterranean. They literally have Israel fucking surrounded. But they think that we're going to go to war with Iran. What beef do we have with Iran?
Right.
What's Iran ever done to us? Now, what about the Mossad putting, and they even openly admit that they have massive factions within Iran to go after all the Christians. That's all this is. They shut down all the mosques. I mean, they have, what? A few mosques open in Iran? That's it. It's a Christian country.
Yeah.
But Israel can't have that.
Yeah,
well,
Seen loads of videos come out, weren't we, about all these people, you know, saying that this Muslim stuff was forced on them.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it was forced on them because it was all part of the same a way to control them right? Because in Muslim, if we just take one small part of it, you know, it normalizes pedophilia, right? You could take a 6-year-old bride.
They worship Satan too. They worship the black cube. They all worship Satan.
There are so many Iranians that are now Americans that are out there saying how, I mean, things that you and I couldn't say, you know, for political correct reasons, right? Because they were raised that way, like just calling the truth about what really was going on and what happened to Iran. Because you're right, it was a Christian country. Their background, or it was about Persia. You know, it was their Persian background. It had nothing to do with Islam. Yeah,
and also, so who ruined that? Peter Stokes Sr. and Obama's mama. They're the ones that, because Iran before 1979 was beautiful. I mean,
it was beautiful.
In the 50s, they fucked it up to the CIA. But then 79, funny thing is that who had their little international terrorism soiree in Jerusalem in 79? Bibi. Because he was so butthurt about his brother getting killed in Entebbe, that Entebbe raid. So now we want to just rain fucking terrorism on everybody. So who created terrorism? It's fucking Bibi and Israel. Israel's always, I mean, the way they seize the whole land is terrorist.
Yeah.
They used three terrorist factions, and then that became the IDF. Cute. Unbelievable. But yeah, we have that. Oh, and also scot-free, right? What if it was Scott Bessent?
He's not taking any shit at all, Scott Bessent.
Scott Bessent was the main money guy for fucking George Soros for over 20 years.
Oh, did you guys read? I'm sorry, we're talking about, we said about 9/11.
Yeah.
Where the hell did I see it? I thought I saved it. Did you see the connection between, who's the Cantor Fitzgerald guy?
Oh yeah, Howard Lutnick.
Did you see? Now, we as New Yorkers got different sides, after 9/11 about him, right?
Yeah.
And when 9/11 first happened, he was like going to do this, and he was going to pay for their this and that, right? And I have a friend, a neighbor, whose husband died working at Cantor Fitzgerald, right? And then all of a sudden, everything started to turn. He turned out to be kind of an SOB in the whole thing. But I was just reading something about, oh my God, I got to find it, where he was connected to Israel. And isn't it funny how the plane hit right where that office, plane, I say that in quotes, but whatever, the explosions happened right near that office.
Gotta hide them books, huh?
Very interesting.
But then you look at it, it's like, how much did Epstein have to do with 9/11? A lot. They have. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just. I mean, they're all harvests. That's all this is. So they give Epstein kids, they sacrifice them to Baal. Then Baal gives them, all the shit they need in order to pull it off. It's just like anything that's happened, all these false flags and everything, they're not false. They're actually they're actually causing them. Every one of them. So now you look at the Great Fires, right? They're probably doing it back then too.
Oh, yeah.
Because it all goes back to witchcraft.
Because they were everywhere, weren't they, those Great Fires?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
People hear about the Great Fire of London and a bit of this, but they don't realise how prevalent and widespread it was.
1 second here.
Oh. So let's just talk for a second. What are some of the possible false flags? Leveling of Israel. The other one is the EBS. I'm just having like my doubts about the EBS, but this could be the year, right? We've all been waiting all these years for the Super Bowl puppy show.
Yeah.
Well, in the puppy show, that could be TPUSA. What if they go in and arrest all of them? Because you know they're going to be there if they're Kid Rock. Isn't Kid Rock a Keystone? It's all about the children, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have that one with
Keir Starmer.
Yeah, oh my God, this one's great. Oh my God, you see him buckle like a belt. Like, ooh.
It's beautiful. He's our Joe Biden.
Yeah, we had to do the UK version of the Biden show. Here we are.
We are in the pause, right? And the more he does, the more I laugh about it. He's an absolute serpent, right?
Yeah.
Right, try this.
Oh man.
Leader of the opposition, Kevin Bannon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The whole House will be disgusted by the latest revelations about Jeffrey Epstein. All of us want to see his victims get justice. But the political decision to appoint Epstein's close associate, Peter Mandelson, as Britain's ambassador to Washington goes to the very heart of this Prime Minister's judgment. When he made that appointment, was he aware that Mandelson had continued his friendship even after Epstein's conviction for child prostitution?
Simple question. Mr. Speaker, let me start where I must with the victims of Epstein, and all of our thoughts are with them. Can I also say our thoughts are with all those who lost jobs, savings, and livelihoods in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crash. To learn that there was a cabinet minister leaking sensitive information at the height of the response to the 2008 crash is beyond infuriating. And I am as angry as the public and any member of this House. Mandelson betrayed our country, our parliament, and my party. Mr. Speaker, he lied repeatedly to my team when asked about his relationship with Epstein before and during his tenure as ambassador. I regret appointing him. If I knew then what I know now, he would never have been anywhere near government. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, yesterday, the Cabinet Secretary, with my support, took the decision to refer material to the police. And there is now a criminal investigation. I've instructed my team to draft legislation to strip Mandelson of his title and wider legislation to remove disgraced peers. And this morning, I've agreed with His Majesty the King that Mandelson should be removed from the list of Privy Councillors on grounds that he's brought the reputation of the Privy Council into disrepute.
Mr. Speaker, I asked the Prime Minister a very specific question. Did he know that Mandelson had continued his friendship with Epstein after the conviction? He says if he knew then what he knows now, but he did know. In January 2024, a journalist from the Financial Times informed the Prime Minister that Mandelson had stayed in Epstein's house even after that conviction for child prostitution. So did the Prime Minister conveniently forget this fact, or did he decide it was a risk worth taking?
Well, Mr. Speaker, as the House will expect, we went through a process. There was a due diligence exercise, and then there was security vetting by the security services. What was not known was the depth, the sheer depth and extent of the relationship. He lied about that to everyone for years. A new information was published in September, showing the relationship was materially different to what we'd been led to believe. When the new information came to light, I sacked him. But we did go through a due diligence exercise. The points that are being put to me were dealt with within that exercise. In response to the humble address this afternoon, I intend to make sure that all of the material is published. Mr. Speaker, the only exemptions are national security, for prejudice national security. My first duty is obviously to keep this country safe. But when we drafted humble addresses, we always put an exemption for national security. But also anything will prejudice international relations. Mr. Speaker, you in the House will appreciate that in the course of discussions country to country, there are very sensitive issues of security, intelligence and trade, which cannot be disclosed without compromising the relationship between the two countries or a third country. Mr. Speaker, so I can be totally open with the House, I should also disclose that the Metropolitan Police have been in touch with my office this morning to raise issues about anything that would prejudice their investigations. We're in discussion with them about that, and I hope to be able to update the House, but I do think I should make that clear to the House at this point, because those discussions are ongoing.
Shall I clear that up?
I'm going to come to the humble address in a moment, but the Prime Minister cannot blame the process. He did know it was on Google. If the Conservative Research Department could find this information out, why couldn't number 10? On the 10th of September, when we knew this, I asked him at that dispatch box, he gave Mandelson his full confidence at that dispatch box, not once, but twice. He only sacked him after pressure from us. I am asking the Prime Minister something very specific, not about the generalities of the full extent. Can the Prime Minister tell us, did the official security vetting he received mention Mandelson's ongoing relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein?
So clear. Prime Minister.
Yes, it did. As a result, various questions were put to him. I intend to disclose to this House all of the national security, prejudice to international relations on one side. I want to make sure this House sees the full documentation, so it will see for itself the extent to which time and time again Mandelson completely misrepresented the extent of his relationship with Epstein and lied throughout the process, including in response to the due diligence.
Get me made it up.
Mr. Speaker, I think it is shocking what the Prime Minister has just said. How can he stand up there saying that he knew, but he just asked Peter Mandelson if the security vetting was true or false? This is a man who had been sacked from cabinet twice already for unethical behaviour. That is absolutely shocking. And that is why later today, my party will call on the government to release all documents relating to Mandelson's appointment, not just the ones the Prime Minister wants us to see. Because this government is trying to sabotage that release with an amendment to let him choose what we see, the man who appointed Mandelson in the first place. Labour MPs now have to decide if they want to be accessories to his cover-up. Can the Prime Minister guarantee that he won't remove the whip if they refuse to vote for his whitewash amendment?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the first exemption is in relation to anything that could compromise national security. That is not a small matter, and many members on the benches opposite will know precisely why that needs to be in the exemption. When we were drafting humble addresses, when we were sitting over there, we always made sure that exemption was in, because we knew how important it was to the then government. I don't think I've seen a humble address without that in, because, and just to be clear, to vote to release something that would prejudice national security is wrong in principle. The second exemption is in relation to things that would prejudice international relations. There will be discussions about security and intelligence and trade, which are highly sensitive to the two countries involved and to third countries. Well, they have to ask themselves whether they want to vote to prejudice our national security. I don't think they do. I don't think in fairness that they do. But can I reassure the House, Mr. Speaker? Let me reassure the House that the process for deciding what falls into those categories will not be a political process. It will be led by the Cabinet Secretary, supported by government legal teams. So they will be looking at the question of prejudice. They will be making that decision. The only additional thing I just want to put before the House, because there was a discussion this morning with the Metropolitan Police, is that we are in discussions with them about any material that they're concerned will prejudice their investigation. We're at an early stage of that discussion, but I did want to have the House not know that that discussion is going on.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is talking about national security. The national security issue was appointing Mandelson in the first place. And what he has said about the humble address is a red herring. To those Labour MPs who were not there in the last Parliament, let me tell them, humble addresses already exempt genuine national security. This is not about national security, this is about his job security. His amendment lets him withhold anything to do with international relations. But this whole appointment is to do with international relations. So if they're voting for it, they are voting for the cover-up. If the Prime Minister is serious about national security concerns, then he should ask the Intelligence and Security Committee to decide which documents should be released. Will he commit to doing so here and now?
Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I've set out the process. It won't be a political process. It will be led by the Cabinet Secretary, supported by the government legal teams. But I'm pleased that she, I think, now accepts that at least the first exemption that we've written into the amendment, the petition, is the right amendment in relation to prejudice national security. But she and others behind her will understand that because of the breadth of what's asked for, and we're doing everything we can to make sure this is fully transparent and disclosed, but she and those behind her will understand from their own experience in government the sensitivity of information about security and intelligence and trade relations that are inevitably caught in exchanges of the nature that have been asked for. And it is right that anything that prejudices, not touches on, prejudices international relations is protected within the disclosure.
If that was really the case, then he wouldn't mind if the ISC had a look. And let's be clear, he says the Cabinet Secretary makes it non-political, but that doesn't make it independent. What we want is an independent look. The ISC is independent, the Cabinet Secretary works for him. We know that there will be a cover-up because this implicates the Prime Minister and his Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, a protege of Peter Mandelson. The Prime Minister chose to inject Mandelson's poison into the heart of his government on the advice of Morgan McSweeney. His catastrophic lack of judgment, telling us now that he did know, has harmed the special relationship, it has endangered national security, it's not the humble address, it's him, it's compromised our diplomacy, and it has embarrassed our nation. After all of this, does he have the same full confidence in Morgan McSweeney that he had in Peter Mandelson?
Prime Minister. McSweeney is an essential part of my team. He helped me change the Labour Party and win an election. Of course I have confidence in him. But Mr. Speaker, whatever is slung across this dispatch box, I don't think it's right for the Cabinet Secretary to be denigrated in that way and to suggest that he would be involved in a cover-up. There's the politics that comes over the dispatch boxes, but I honestly don't think it's right to impugn the Cabinet Secretary in that way. I suspect in their heart of hearts, many on those benches would agree. Mr. Speaker, I'm as angry as anyone about what Mandelson has been up to. The disclosures that have been made this week of him passing sensitive information at the height of the response to the 2008 financial crash is utterly shocking and appalling. He's betrayed our country. He's lied repeatedly. He's responsible for a litany of deceit. But this moment demands not just anger, but action. And that's why we've moved quickly, referring material to the police, publishing legislation so we can remove titles from disgraced politicians, and stripping Mandelson of his privy councillorship. That is what the public expect, and that is what we will do.
Limits! What a vile little snake that is.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. And,
all national security. Again.
I agree with English Hawk there. Thatcher would have chewed him up and spit him out. She used to be on fire in there. Yeah,
but she was with them too.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody fool you. They were all in the same club. They didn't get there just on their, well, especially Thatcher on her good looks. Let's face it.
Yeah.
It's the whole feminism push, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're builders.
Well, I have to tell you, it's interesting, right? Jason, you probably agree. Like, we watched as Americans, you know, the whole Biden show, and now we're watching it in the UK. And it's hard not to laugh.
It is because now you're starting to see them all squirm. Because all national security, it's like, whoa, who's security again? You can't say national security and you're letting all these shitheads in. You can't use national security when you're letting all these rape gangs into the UK. Right. And then you have all these Muslim mayors. It's like, well, then who fixed the rigging there? Did the UK intentionally put all these Muslims in there to like drive them out? And you have Richie Sunak, he's all over the drop, all over the files. It's like, man, oh man. And that's the thing. It's like, was it pedophilia? Probably, I mean, could be, but they were stealing kids in order to harvest her. I mean, this.
So you got to look at it this way. The kids were the energy source. I mean, in a weird kind of a way, right? Because that's what fueled the ability for them to summon.
That's why they rape little boys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking disgusting. I mean, it's beyond. It's disgusting. Is what the evil. It's evil.
Well,
Can I just tell you something, Jay? This is a delta from yesterday. Now we've all seen these drops, panic in DC, obviously, but if you look closely at this is actually a redacted document.
We talked about that the other day.
Yeah. And I've just noticed there's some very faint numbers down there. Might be worth looking into what that document's from, but that's a delta from yesterday. 3831 it is.
Let me see. It looks like it was all X'd out. I see a D and an E. There's a D first, and then there's an E last. In the middle, it's like it's all like really weird.
But yeah.
What document that is, huh?
It's really interesting because there's obviously a com in that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And when that drops, people actually believe those responsible for the attempted coup of Julie actually sitting US president will go unpunished. Blah, blah, blah. Buckle up.
Buckle up. Oh, my God.
And it's like yesterday, it says sometimes the future can find the past. Sometimes the past can find the future. They're using mirrors.
Oh, yeah. And, here's the thing, though. Like, when we talk about all this stuff coming out and how people are going to process it, the reason, or not the reason, but one of the reasons it's so hard to process is because, number one, everything we've been taught is the opposite of what really is. Even the number 13. Have you ever taken a deep dive into the number 13? It's actually a beautiful number.
They invert everything.
They inverted everything. So you're going along in life, believing all this, but if people can detach, that's all they need to do. They need to detach and say, there's another whole way of goodness and golden age stuff that's coming from all of this. If they could accept that a little bit, which feels like an unknown. Of course, we know more because we've been doing this for so long and we feel positive and happy. But if people that are just starting to awaken can realize everything you've been taught is a lie, okay, that negates a lot of your life. It's very upsetting. But then to replace that, you have to replace it with the idea of, well, why? Why is this all coming out? Why is this collapsing? Because it's going to be a totally different world.
Maybe that's why, isn't it? Because I say a lot of hotels and stuff don't have a 13th floor because it's unlucky, but maybe it's not there because, something beautiful about that number.
Everything. I have to find the video of that girl going through everything about why 13 is such a sacred number. And of course, they took that out, right, of everything.
Yep. And the drops tomorrow are even more dangerous. Holy shit. What if cures already exist? Or the why is China Qatar donating vast sums of money to our education institutions? Is it really so hard to believe F actors are able to bribe those in key positions within the U.S. to betray the country? Yes. It's not China and Qatar. Just like you guys know. They're, if they are doing it, then who's not supposed to notice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the illusion of democracy. But at the bottom, there is one. Which drop is it? Because this is the one where they have the window in that one building, that Google building in China when it blew out.
When was that?
Post 682. It was actually, if you look at tomorrow's, they show all the pictures of it, and it mentions about like good night. It mentions about like the focus on the substance around the outside of the window upon entry. Because the window opened, there was like a bang. It shows the substance on the outside. But the big one, I mean, number 1, 677 with John Perry Barlow, that's going to come into play here real soon, guys. Real big. And then 678, the art, and art is in caps, of illusion. They use mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke and mirrors. I mean,
you know, it's so funny because like there's this whole 5D chess going on. I mean, think about Trump redoing the ballroom, right? And what we really know went on, that it has absolutely nothing to do with redecorating and spending money, right? It's to change all those frequency, the ley lines, everything that can bring down their power.
Oh yeah.
When's the Super Bowl? Sunday.
Sunday.
Yep.
Because you got one of the drops tomorrow.
No drops on Sunday.
Yeah. Emergency messaging system tests more frequent the past month.
Yeah. They just did him when he was talking, and it cut out the 17-second mark when he was going to give his prediction for who's going to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. I think it's going to be worth watching.
Wait, who's in the Super Bowl this year?
Patriots, Seahawks.
Patriots and the Hawks. So Patriot. That's kind of interesting, right? The Patriots and the Hawks. A hawk is a bird. You know, we've been reading this for so long about the Super Bowl, and I'm curious. And then they have that guy that there's a Puerto Rican singer. By the way, yeah. I just want to tell you what is so hysterical. My daughter, you know, they're on TikTok and everything, and we were talking at dinner the other night. And apparently, there's all these people who are carrying on about why we don't have an American singing at the Super Bowl. And then other people were like, excuse me, but Puerto Rico is part of the United States. And then of course they had nothing to say. Like, it just, there are people who are just so dumb. Yeah. But this could be the year, guys.
Oh, this is the year.
Have you been watching those AI videos from that I Can't Even production? Yeah, they're the ones with Jeffrey Epstein walking about,
walking through
selfies with everyone.
I haven't seen that channel. If you want to bring anything on that channel,
these are wild.
Okay, well, I've got one video here, and it is about the Super Bowl. So let me know if you see anything in this, because there seems to be a fair amount of comms in here.
Yeah, if you can you drop the link too?
Yeah, I will. I'll find it. I'll find it after. This is a saved video. I can go and find the other channel for you. I think it's I Can't Even Productions, potentially.
You know what?
On
Yeah,
Twitter.
okay. All right, I can check it out right now.
Each time I saw him, I couldn't wait to see him again. I wanted to let him know that he was more than a friend. I didn't know just what to do, so I whispered, I love you. He said that he he gets me. He gets me in a way that I've never been kissed before. In a way that I wanna be kissed forevermore. Many ask me to be his bride, and always be right by his side. Been so happy I almost cried, and then he kissed me, and then he kissed me, and then he kissed me.
There seems to be a lot of comms in that about the military versus Antifa, etc. You got Michael Jordan in there. What's he died in a helicopter? Oh, Kobe Bryant.
No, Kobe Bryant did. And also it was interesting when they showed the different people, like they had Dean Martin in there.
Yeah, did you see that?
Well, I was thinking about that when he was on. He was part of the Rat Pack. So
That's running. So he didn't give a prediction, right?
Yeah.
Who said the Super Bowl is going to be finished? This is Super Bowl 60. Because it was supposed to be between the Patriots and the Rams. But that whole debacle, because it was supposed to mirror the one in 2019.
Okay.
Where the Patriots and Rams played. And that was in Atlanta, where they ran exercise 19-3. Or 19-2. Dash versus minus, right? Military. Well, what was the score of the Patriots-Denver game? It was 10-7.
Oh
Kind
my
of odd,
God.
wasn't it?
Oh my God. You can't make this up.
Can't. We were calling it before the game that the Patriots going to win. Because, I mean, it's all lined up like that. But now that it changed, now it's the Seahawks. Now you have everything West Coast. Trump's like, I'm not going. It's too far. It's like, what? You just fucking flew to Davos, North Korea, and all this. Now something's happening.
Because I saw on that scoreboard as well, it said 2002. And I've just looked up the Super Bowl 2002. That was also the New England Patriots against the St. Louis Rams. And that was 2017. I don't know. I think there's a lot in that video. And that channel's been dropping a lot. It's like, I think there must
Do you have the one with the selfies? I mean, I know this one had selfies, but where you actually see Epstein's face. Do you have access to that?
Yeah, well, I can just find it. What was it called?
I Just Can't Productions.
Production. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I don't know what. We have a little Telegram. Can't find that on Twitter at the moment.
Let's see. Let's see.
If anyone knows that channel, pump it in the chat, please.
I think there's something with the Seahawk.
The Hawks. Yeah, because 2002, remember, that was after 9/11. Of course, the Patriots and Rams at the Louisiana Superdome. The Louisiana Superdome is also the new... no, you have the Louisiana Superdome, but then I think that changed to Mercedes-Benz Superdome down there, because they have the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in Atlanta as well. Then That was score was 2017. Let's see. Ooh. 2015, you say, huh? Patriots against Seattle at the University of Phoenix Stadium. The same stadium they had Johan's fucking funeral with fireworks.
Right, I've found the channel.
And then 2019, New England, that was at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, 13-3. Yeah. So now we have them playing at in Santa Clara at the Levi Stadium. Santa Clara, California. This is 1933. You have S19, Clara, C, and then C for California. 1933. And then you have bridges in both of them. You had that Serpent Bridge, now you have the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's the Suicide Weekend drop, 1933.
So the Osprey, which
Could be
is
this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
You guys, the Osprey, which is really what a Seahawk is considered a raptor, which is a bird of prey.
It is.
Yep. And what's the F-22? It's the Raptor. F-22.
Oh my! You can't make this shit up.
And you look at the Mickey Mouse clock, right?
Yeah.
So the Mickey Mouse clock that we had, right, where it was over Mount Rushmore, right, and they had the second hand almost at midnight, right? Well, in that video, you see it click to 12, right? We go to the Mickey Mouse clock, is at 10-2, and they're 8 minutes right now, right?
Yeah.
That's a date.
Yes.
February 8th, and the 10 is 2026.
Oh my God.
Now,
yep. Because if it goes to that then it goes to 2-9, right? So that means that it'll be 2-9 somewhere, and it'll be 2-8 here, because 8 and 9 is also 17.
Yes. And then someone just broke down English Hawk, said C equals maritime, Hawks equals Pentagon Defense Hawks.
Yeah.
Talk about a simulation.
So what if we do see an EBS? What if we have a first half and an EBS in the halftime show and the game doesn't finish?
Because they can't. And think Green Day, every dog has his day. Go for Green End. That's why he didn't give a. He can't say he's going to win if the game's not going to finish. How do you win the game? Right? Think war games. You don't play. If they don't complete the Super Bowl, they don't complete their whole ritual.
We got some great people in the chat.
Lots.
What was that bird Trump tweeted about that was hit by a turbine? Hawk.
The hawk that was on the ground. Oh, the hawk that was on the ground in Israel.
Yeah, because they said it was an eagle and it wasn't.
Right.
And the performers for the halftime show is Green Day, Bad Bunny.
Oh my God.
Coco Joe and more.
They have to go. You know the Mormons are going to be there. Everybody that's enthralled in this have to be there for their ritual.
Charlie Puth and Brandy Carlisle as well.
Be interesting to understand a little bit more about those bands.
They suck.
Well, no, I don't mean that. I mean,
but the whole Bad Bunny.
The bad bunny.
If you look in that drop, that's a bunny. It's a bad bunny. It's a dirty bunny.
Yeah, Anon.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let's say it's about dropping Israel, right? Let's just say that.
No, not dropping them, leveling them.
Okay, leveling them. I mean, how is that going to play out? In other words, we can't look like the aggressor per se.
Why? Who's looking like the aggressor? They're the ones who are around fucking bombing everybody and dropping chemical weapons on people. I mean, I think they've had more than enough chance. The whole world signed up for this. They all signed up for peace. Bibi signed it too. Signatures are important.
Don't forget.
Did Iran sign as well?
Yeah, don't forget as well. If you put the ABS off and everyone's watching the TV, what a perfect time to carry out a massive military operation.
When's everybody buy the fucking TV?
Super Bowl.
Bingo.
Yeah,
and it's worldwide.
Even people that don't understand or care about football.
Yep. So it could be a halftime because they can nail the TPUSA halftime, they can nail that halftime. So wouldn't it be like 59.5 then? It's be like a 19. 59 is a 14 as well, 7-7.
Let me ask you another question. What if this is not an obvious assault?
Well,
but it's another spiritual takedown that we had, like we had at the White House.
Oh, we're having a spiritual takedown of Israel. We are gonna carpet bomb every fucking last living fucking heathen in Israel.
I'm having a hard time thinking.
You can have a hard time all you want, but
no, I'm not disagreeing with the idea.
It's gonna happen.
I'm just saying that wouldn't that cause a real maybe that's the scare event.
Who's gonna be against it?
Oh, come on, Jason. It's not about being against or for. It's about people freaking out.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
War.
That's the problem. You're letting your half-Q talk. Get
no,
the fucking
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Yeah. See, this is the problem with women. Women prey on emotions. Fuck those kids. Fuck those Jews. Fuck all of them.
No,
if
listen,
you're not on Team America,
hear me out before you start attacking me.
Whoa, that's aggressive. What the fuck do you call fucking slaughtering millions of fucking people in Gaza? What do you call that?
I agree. You're preaching to the choir.
But you're sitting here. You're giving them even. No, that's the problem.
No, I'm not giving them. I'm thinking about if Q is saying that people.
The Jews get wiped out. They are the demons. They are the seed of Cain. That's it. They hate us.
Listen to me. If Trump is talking about peace, and forget about Trump, forget about peace. Just all I'm trying to say is people are going to react, whether it was Israel or anywhere else. If we bomb, they're not going to necessarily look at the reason. This is my opinion. Psychologically, they're going to say, holy shit, what's going on? And I'm saying that's going to scare a lot of people. So maybe that's what they want. That's all I was trying to say. I wasn't saying they shouldn't.
But the thing is that the scare event was them, doing that nuclear test.
I don't know. Did that scare that and wake up that many people? I don't think so.
Well, who reported on it? Who runs the media again?
I know. That's what I'm saying. So people didn't get scared.
So guess what? They can all get fucked because when Trump brings out, they have to come out and say, Israel did 9/11. They did Beirut. They're the ones that caused the fucking COVID-19.
USS Liberty. We could go on, right?
Yeah. But he had a syringe in a case, in a trophy case in his office. We all saw that. And you can't say, oh, well, there's no innocent people in Israel. There aren't. None. They're all psychopaths.
I wasn't questioning that. I was just saying when we're talking about and predicting possibilities and doing these decodes and figuring it out, I'm saying that if anybody, no matter where it was, look at how people got when Putin went into Ukraine. People got all crazy. So I'm saying
Of course, because there's the fucking media saying that Putin went into Ukraine, whereas Ukraine went into fucking Russia.
I know
That's the problem with all this.
You know what I'm saying, Stu? Because I'm trying to.
But what I'm saying is that okay, but all these
not
normies,
disagreeing with you.
But all these normies, I really don't give a fuck about the normies at this point.
I don't either. I'm
So,
just
I mean,
saying
honestly,
maybe
then
that's
fucking
a
level it
fear
and just-
event. It's a near death that people are going to be.
That's the problem.
Why is that a problem?
The near death studies. That's the problem in all this. That is the problem. That's all this. It's a death cult. This Raymond Moody, Paul Perry, all these fuckers, they're all with Epstein, and they're all doing this shit because they want to, near-death experience, so they can actually fracture your soul. They can bring in other entities, and isn't it funny that the guy's name is Raymond Moody?
Listen to this. When we had Laura Worley on, right? The thing that she stressed the most with the MK Ultra and all these things that they do, the thing she stressed was that it wasn't so much about the mind control, but the spiritual takeover. And
yeah, that's what they were doing with the mirrors.
That's what I'm saying. That goes more to the point of what we're talking about the evil that's going on.
But who's the one that kept the evil perpetuated? It's always been the Jews. It's always been back since the land of Canaan. They were told not. I mean, shit. I just fucking printed it too.
I'm just gonna say something, Elisa. Right? You're talking about everyone freaking the fuck out if they go for Israel.
Well, I'm speculating.
Yeah, but how do you negate that? I'll tell you how you negate that.
I don't give a shit if we negate it or not. I'm just commenting that it could be the scare event.
No, what I'm saying is you fire off the EBS, right? Everyone is watching the EBS.
Right.
While the military takes out Israel, and most people wouldn't know anything about it. Because
everybody's watching the game.
EBS.
Yes, and that was also my point before Jason started screaming at me about being
I
a
want to say
hipster.
one
That
more
will
thing.
they show it?
I want to say one more thing. Because
I hope so. I want to see it sit in fucking 4K.
Yeah, because Wendy also put in the chat, Stu, Bad Bunny, BB, Bibby.
I mean, when if you type in Jewish supremacy in the Epstein files,
yeah,
and then that Peggy Siegel bringing a bunch of kids to them and all this, they've been doing it forever. But then it's all blood libel. Fuck this. Just wipe them out. Just do away with it. Then you round them all up in here like Jonathan Greenblatt and all them, and you draw and quarter them. Yes. Yes, we are.
So, Jason, let me ask you, what do you think will actually be said, if you had to speculate, if there's an EBS? Like, how do you think it's really going to go down? I know, like, people speculate and they say all this stuff, but some of all fears. But what do you, like, what's your vision of what could potentially be told or said or whatever?
Well, and also, you have to make sure everybody understands that Israel's had the whole world on checkmate because of nuclear weapons that they stole from us. So that's how they've been fleecing our country with fucking trillions of dollars, and how they're moving into all these other countries and they're taking over like Argentina and out there in Indonesia. But then you have, you can't say that because of anti-Semitism. Well, he could just pull that executive order out. He doesn't have to tell everybody that he rescinded the executive order. He could do it at any time.
Okay.
So he could have put that out there and he could have rescinded it instantly. Because what he did, he set all these traps so that everybody can see what kind of pieces of shit they really are.
Right.
And you know what? They did not fail to impress. Because, I mean, you literally can't. You could burn an American flag, but you can't say shit about Israel in America. Yeah, fuck that. Like 18 times over. Fuck Israel. Fuck the Jews. Fuck the Mormons. Eradicate them. That's it. They are the enemy of humanity. They use religion to push demonology and Satanism. Fuck them. That's why the whole fuck Charlie Kirk. fuck TPUSA, this whole, oh, but they're on the right. I don't care. If we want to nip corruption in the bud, I don't care what side it's on. There are no sides in this.
There are no
Either
sides.
you're American or you're fucking, because everybody's like, oh, Antifa and beyond. Guys, I'd hate to say it. I'd much rather deal with that. Because at least you know who they are. Them, on the other side, with their Heritage Foundation, all this, how that Leonard Leo was saying how he controls all the federal judges and everything. So, guess who helped put Amy Coney Barrett, Brett Kavanaugh, all them on the fucking Supreme Court? It was him. And now you start seeing that, you know, Amy Coney Barrett isn't, you know, voting that way on the side of Trump or anything like that. It's like, yeah, fuck these people.
Right.
You know, she has all those Haitian kids. How do you get them?
8?
How do you get that many Haitian kids? I mean, there's all these American kids. They need homes. But Haiti? And then John Roberts?
Oh, forget about him.
Because they got John Robertson too. And it all goes back to the Catholic prayer breakfast he went to yesterday. Because there's another Pax out there. It's what, Pax Christiania or something like that. Pax Christia or something like that. Like, they want to say, like, it's the rule of Christ, but it's the rule of the Antichrist. That's what all those mega churches, all those harvest churches, that's what they're all harvesting. All these kids, all these right-wingers, all the young ones, it's a feeder. And then they have a super feed where they're actually taking everybody's information, they're tracking them and all that, and that's all Israel. And that's why the memo is just beginning, because they were not supposed to do that under the NSA CSS memo. And that was probably all done through Fort Huachuca. I mean, these aren't even, these are just demons.
Mm-hmm.
Demons.
Well, that's what they are.
And we can't see, you know, because our eyes, you know, they keep us, you know, but the veil's thinning. So now we're going to start seeing a lot of people just poof. Because once the frequencies hit so high, we don't even know. Do they just poof, gone?
I always thought, in my limited view, that they can't survive at that frequency.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I start seeing them fall apart, like Clinton's nose falling off and all this. It's like
just melting.
Yeah.
Like the witch in the Wizard of Oz.
But man, but looking at the women in this, wow.
Yeah.
And the thing, and that's the thing. It's like that's one thing that I would have never ever thought, that women would be at the helm of this child trafficking and all that, because you would think that, and then they think
but they're demons. You have to remember, there's no femininity, masculinity. They're demons.
Yeah. But like starting out, you're like, okay, women, it's like, you know, you think women nurture, you know, children, but then these aren't, then you start realizing that they're not women. They're a bunch of dudes playing dress up. And it's like they've done that the whole entire time, ever since the Rockefellers. It's like, you know, when the Rockefellers, Rothschilds out, like, it was all, everything happened like after, 1871?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's when, like, it's like, is that when they closed like the whole Tartaria thing? And then Master Corporation then just kept us dumb? You know, because there's a
lot that happened, I believe, in the 1800s that
a lot
changed, you know. Hey, I want to ask you, so we've got Epstein. Who's above Epstein?
Oh, shit. Well, the thing, because the one thing I noticed is that, so Les Wexner gave him his condo in New York. Well, I was watching a video and they showed in fact, you know, hold on a second. I have it.
Okay. I mean, like all the way up. We know at some level he's a pawn, right? He's been used. So actually, I'm being asked that in a private chat because this person is newly awakening and they're freaking out.
Man, well, who's above him? It's Ball. I mean, when you start looking up mirrors and you start seeing that, how many mirrors are bought, and you start looking at their glassless mirrors and all the different mirrors they have, and then you see that they use it for divination or scrying, which are, I mean, it all goes under the witchcraft. That's their craft. It's all mirrors. So, isn't it funny that even in cartoons, they're like, oh, mirror, oh, the face comes out of the mirror. It's like, guys, they're like literally telling, that's how they're doing it. I mean, it is like, it's disturbing. Let me see. Got one where.
So is Epstein a one-off, or is there more Epsteins?
More.
Yeah.
Well, and then you got like Soros, because they all have like an oracle. So they consider themselves to be oracles. So I see Larry Ellison, startup oracle, right? Wonder if Larry Ellison's anywhere in those Epstein files. Probably all over. I mean, they're all friends, I mean, and you think about it, because everybody's like, oh, it's all blackmail. No. They were intentionally going to Epstein with children in exchange for more power, more information, and all that. Then you look at like the Edge Foundation dinners where he's all hooked up with these deviant scientists, right? That all the genomic and all that, just all the biochemical shit. And isn't it funny that they have all the information needed to make these viruses, but they don't have any information to make the cures?
Right. So where do you think the Vatican, Israel, the Zionists, the Khazarian, like where do they fit into this power structure? Because Epstein is obviously the front man. I know he's summoning Baal and all that kind of stuff, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he's like, you've got, Clive Davis. Remember, Diddy was the same kind, but they do their witchcraft a lot differently. Like some do the sacrifices and it's all blood, like it's all blood sex magic. And then you look at all these groups that like Sanctum out in California, this one that Gwyneth Paltrow and who's asked Bill Maher, all them were part of. I mean, that's some deviant shit. And that's the same shit that Jack Posobiec, Laura Loomer, and Milo Yiannopoulos, they were all part of too. We have the pictures. And where was Jack Posobiec stationed to? Fort Huachuca. Where did he spend his honeymoon? Israel. Why would you honeymoon in Israel? He's just like anybody like Steve Bannon and all that. Just get rid of him. I mean, we know that there's factions in our military that are bad, but there are people within within Trump's sphere that are trying to like circumvent him. That's why TPUSA and all. That's why they were trying to overthrow the government back in 2020 or 2021. Because Charlie knew the whole Erica that they were moving kids. Well, what's the surefire way of not letting Trump hold any office? You have an insurrection. The Mormons, they're all in on it because when you look at the Proud Boys and all that, they're all part of that whole Section 2. And here's another spin. What was Joseph Smith's mother's maiden name? It was Mac. Like Sheriff Mac. Now you see how they all remember Sheriff Mac's son got busted for screwing kids. And he was the same one that was standing right next to Erica on stage right behind Trump. Kind of odd that, you know, Arizona is like the biggest child trafficking state. And you have a base right on the border. And we have the map that shows that the decoy route goes right through Nogales. And they have Sobek saying, oh, they would go to Nogales when he was at Fort Huachuca for lunch every day. Well, if that's the way they're going in, I mean, try walking on a military base right now. See how far you get. Not far. But TPUSA also has a building right across the street. They could bring them in there, get some buses. That's how we're doing it. Yeah, there you go, Allison Mack. Holy shit. They're all tied in. I wonder if... Well, Allison Mack
Nexium that was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you see that sort of soft apology Bill Maher gave to QAnon the other day?
Yeah. Funny thing is, he doesn't realize that he's in the drops.
Yeah.
With Kid Love Productions. Ha.
Yeah.
However, I don't really think that Bill Maher is apologizing. I think he's controlled. I think it's 2.0. It's something, because we always knew in some way that they were going to use all the liberal Democrats, whatever you want to call them, to convince the normies by saying the opposite, right? Like, look at Schumer when he was
Everything's inverted.
They had to use them because these people were so brainwashed. So they had to use their own people to convince them to think differently.
Yeah, I mean,
which is brilliant, really.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're still listening to Bill Maher and all those other late night hosts, I mean, you're far gone. You know, I mean, yeah, Bill Maher considered to say, oh yeah, you know, because QAnon, he doesn't even know where to look for the Q drop. So how does he know what it's about? Because he wouldn't be given a credence if he knew that he was in it with his red shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid Love Productions, like, what? And then it has a heart on it? Isn't it funny that the government, like the DHS and all that, they're only funded up to the 14th, Valentine's Day, which is a 17.
Who's fully funded?
DHS, all them, because there's only 22% of the government's funded up to September. That means that there's 78% of the government that's shut down right now, and the 14th, well, it's temporarily open, but on the 14th, DHS and all that, they cease to exist because they're only 22 years old. They were, remember, DHS and all that was brought about after 9/11. That was a Mossad installation. Because whose homeland are they securing? Now, when you think national security, who are they covering for? Israel. It's always been Israel. Because they have everybody bent over a barrel. Loose lips, right?
Yeah.
So I say everybody has to sit here and kowtow to them, and it's like now you're starting to see, wow, starting to get a little chippy. But if you're gonna come out and say all this shit about Israel, the crimes they did, and not have your shit in order to go at it, because honestly, you bomb first and then you tell the American public. That's what.
Well, this is why as well, isn't it? Trump's made all these peace deals. I think it's about 59 countries, isn't it? All the Arab nations and stuff. Everything's surrounding Israel, I think.
58, sir. 58
sorry.
countries, because that would equal the Egyptian-Hittite Treaty, which was the first treaty ever made between Egypt and the Hittites, which the Hittites are the Turks. So now you go back to October 13th, and he signed a peace deal between Turkey, Qatar, and Egypt. So he pulled the same shit that Ramses II did back in, what was it, 1745 BC or something like that, because it ended up being a 17. It's like, That's cute. But then we start going through it and everything. It's like this is exactly what it is. I mean, it's because it goes from even down to the whole Babylon, the Y family.
Yeah.
Can I go back to the Mac? The Macs.
No, not right now. Well, never mind. Go ahead. Because go ahead.
I got like stuck. I got like in a brain fog. So yeah, I'm trying to process all that with Sheriff Mac. Because does the circuit and he's on sort of a lot of the speaking tours with what I would say is truthers, and where does he fit into all this?
He's one of them. Just like the Mormons. The Mormons are they're all about conservative values. Yeah, conservative values. No, their values. Fuck Sheriff Mac. Fuck his whole bloodline. It's just like that one sheriff from Pima County. They're out there crying because of this Nancy Guthrie missing. NG. Witch hunt, guys. Witch hunt. If his kid's a pedophile and this sheriff is crying about them not being able to find this Nancy Guthrie when you have untold thousands of children missing, and you look at their badge and it's a Babylon seal, Babalon, not Y, the Y family in a kill box, that's replacement. Placeholder, you got to put the Balon. Then it makes the whole Erica Kirk story come to life. Because it's the whole Horus. It started with Isis, Horus, then Erica being, I forgot what her name was. But then it all goes back to Crowley. Right? Because now you see this Erica Kirk, the first one, she went from Europe to Africa, then Brazil, then became the First Lady of Florida. So Africa, where'd she go? Egypt? That's where they're doing all these pyramid things. Crowley was back then. So then he went to Brazil, right? Boys from Brazil, right? Get your cloning in. Then she comes up, her and Claude Kirk, and it just so happens that those two, it was a one-term governorship, and he was the governor that created the whole Disney sphere where they police their own. So if Disney's a distraction, you have to find out who helped create Disney. Then you look at Claude Kirk and Erica Kirk, same spelling, and you think Erica, if this is all about Sumerian and Babylon, Erica is the harvester of souls, right? The harvesters of divine spirit. Then you look at Kirk. Kirk is church. So you're harvesting divine spirits in a church. And then you look at the Harvest Church, you look at all the Dream City churches, all the mega churches, that's all they do. They literally steal your soul through, even the Mormon, their temple, where they do all their singing and shit like that, it has the same layout as Burning Man.
All this lot of shapeshifters, aren't they?
The Mormons are the worst. The Mormons are the shit that they do. If you want to talk about weather manipulation and all that, it's them. It's in there, and I have to find it because I printed out. They have like a massive list of what is it? Like supernatural powers that you can gain within the church, like manipulating weather and all that. So they do spells within the temple.
Yeah. Well, all this look, we've seen loads of videos of slitty eyes and teeth changing and all these sorts of things. Demonic. What are they? Are they reptilian? Are they demonic? Are they obviously they can shapeshift, right? Which is how they can turn themselves into anyone that you wouldn't know who they were.
Yeah, because they have a cloak device. Like they have a cloaking device that they wear. This whole thing's just fucking psychotic. I can see why they can't let all this shit out. People go nuts.
99% in the hospital.
But the thing is that you look at which group did the most damage. It's got to be the medical industry.
Yeah.
I mean, if Epstein was talking to all these brilliant minds, why would a bunch of brilliant minds be hanging out with literally a dropout?
A loser. I mean, he was in control. He was able to, first he was a money man.
Oh, he was. But the thing is, that's why Les Wexner gave him all of his money to deal with, because it's like passing on the torch, because they knew that he was born on January 20th, 1953. I mean, it's almost like that was their main goblin. And then, like you said, when you said about everybody else in 53, and then I have to go back, and I remember in England, they had that witchcraft law. And
when was this?
Back in the 1400s.
Okay.
14 or 1600s. And then they changed it. It was in the 50s, 1950s, that they changed it so that it wasn't so much like witchcraft. It was people that were faking it. Like people that were saying, like posers. Right? So like, well, yeah, we could just wipe this off and, just don't go out there, jackassing around. Well, then the EU adopted it too. Well, then you look in the drops, and there's a drop that actually mentions about them doing sacrifice and rituals in the UK, back in 2012. So that's why they're bringing all these sub-Saharans from these spots in Africa, because they're the ones that are doing all the voodoo, VOUDU, not VOODO, VOODU. I mean, it's like the Haitian witch doctors. I mean, Haiti's a big thing because, Clinton's got married there by a voodoo witch doctor. And then there's that Jay-Z thing, too. That's not Jay-Z. That's that one guy from, God, what's his name? Who's that artist that they said died. And then here comes Jay-Z. Kind of odd. But he was like, this guy that they said died was big into the whole voodoo, witch doctor, witchcraft, and all they did was they moved it to New Orleans. They moved it to the homeland.
Find the name of that guy who died. I'll be interested in that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the guy's name. It was I'll think of it.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. First day of it. I was like,
are we all supporting the Patriots?
but for him to come out and say that, and here's my pick, and it was a 19-second video, but it cut out at 17 seconds.
Yeah,
like he was getting ready to say it, and so it's like.
Can't go on forever, can it? Not having the ABS go off.
Nope. That's the thing. Maybe he's not going because it's too far. Because he has an announcement he has to make.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But they need to do something about the Super Bowl and something about the TPUSA. Definitely. For sure. Especially TPUSA, because what they're doing is beyond demonic. How they're tapping into these kids and Erica, and I just, man, this so evil.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have a little chat on a lighter note before we wrap up and stuff. Melania, how was it? Did you have a good time? Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, everybody's like, well, it was slow going, but it wasn't meant to be like an action movie or anything like that. But yeah,
I can't remember who we were talking to, but they were saying, I mean, that was a movie production. Now we have seen, and you can see from that Melania film that they have been filming Trump and everything he does with an extra camera crew. Do you know what I mean? This whole time, and they were saying that there's going to be a series of movies of all this.
Whoa. I'm glad you mentioned that. Melania started her movie, right? And it was on 120. Remember, it was 10 days before, 10 days back, right? 10 and 10, right? Well, if you look at Trump and he's building the ballroom, so technically that removes the temple. So then she was already ahead of the curve because remember, they were pushing Erica Kirk's movie out. And what was the name of that movie? November Renaissance. So when Trump decides to post that video, remember 5th of November being February, because when you flop the calendar and you invert it, February is November. January is December. There's your two Christmases right there. February, November, and then you have March, October, Red October, March Madness. Then you have May, September, right? Then you have June, July. Makes sense. And then you mentioned that you have from 2/5, right? And that's when that was posted. Remember, Julian Assange was in that too, right? So if we go from that, we add the 3.0 on Trump's second tweet on October 28, 2017. That takes it to 2.8. That lines up with the Mickey Mouse clock. But then from 2.8, from 2.8, you go forward to 2.24. Right? Because that is the State of the Union address.
And that is also, that is 16 days, but that's 17 days, including both days.
Exactly. Then you look at it, if that is also November, then February 22nd would be November 22nd. November 25th would be February 25th. What's right in the middle? Right? State of the Union address. What's the next day? JFK's birthday, Junior.
That's right.
So the floor is yours. They just showed us Julian Assange, right? So if he comes out, because they have to have the State of the Union, even if the government shut down, he still has the State of the Union because he has to tell the people what the State of the Union is. And remember, they cannot shut anything off. They can't go to commercial. They can't have any pauses while he is at the podium. And while he is at the podium, he can have anybody come up or anything like that. As long as he is there, it has to stay rolling. So why don't you just unroll everybody then? Because if March Madness goes in April, right? Because it's April 6th is the final game, because the 5th is Easter. Well, then you just go 6 days back from March 1st, and you get the 22nd, 11/22. Because there's 28 days in February. And it says done in 30, and then they have 28 minutes. Well, 28 minutes is 28 days. It's February. They're on the clock.
Yeah.
Because now with these Epstein files out, now is when we have to keep an eye out again for watch resignations. Now you're starting to see the second round of resignations come in. Because the first round was done in like 2018, 2019. And they said file the resignations. So we started following. It's like, yeah, there's some. But it's like now,
But doesn't that harken back to 2021 when that list was out of the 50,000 or whatever number of CEOs and different people that already did resign? So this is going to just be the disclosure of it?
Or many more.
Or more. Okay.
I mean,
a lot of these bastards are already. Long gone.
Yeah, because we don't see them. I mean, we don't see any of these people in
I
public.
don't see anybody anymore.
No.
I mean, look at DC. Look at what Nancy Drew. Do you remember
Ghost Town?
What that used to look like? You couldn't drive. It was where did everyone go? I don't get it.
Whole traffic on the avenue. Trump and Kennedy are leaving.
And then they closed the Trump Kennedy Center for renovations, right? What did they find under there?
Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I just
tunnels.
What was under the East Wing and some of that stuff, it's not going to come out to us. But
no,
what
if they already went into those buildings? They already took everything out, but they closed it because they have to renovate now because of the mess that it made clearing that shit out.
Open the door, closed door.
Now, I just want to ask you, because in the trailers before the Melania film started, we had about 3 or 4 films, but they played that new Elvis film over here where I was. Did they play that at the theatre?
No.
They played the new Elvis film, which made me think, is Elvis still alive? Then the film started playing Michael Jackson music in Melania.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Alicia hasn't seen it, so I'm
haven't
really
seen it.
talk about it, really. Right. She was poorly, bless her. But then obviously there's loads of comms in that film. We see, where they were talking about the table placements. There was a big red folder and all these things. But I can't remember who it was. Someone told us, it might have been Jordan Clark actually, told us at the end, which I didn't see in the film, that there's a bit at the end where it's a Jackie Onassis painting or something being given as a gift that was hanging up, and it was all to do with JFK Jr.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I want to watch it again, but
nope. We already broke that down.
Yeah,
it's from the Seine River.
It's from the what?
Well, I mean, I went over. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's in yesterday's show. It's
in yesterday's show.
Yeah,
I'll go and watch it.
Yeah, because and we can find out when, because I went over it, and because when you look at the Seine River, right? So Monet painted The Morning on the Seine, the one that's on the wall. You have to find 2. Who else painted the same exact river, multiple copies? It was Vincent van Gogh.
One there.
And what's so odd about Vincent van Gogh and Trump? Vincent van Gogh cut his right ear off. What happened to Trump?
Good shot.
And then it goes to this Aaron Scheckler that did the paintings of Jackie and JFK. That's why JFK's painting is like him, like head down, because the guy's a fucking Jew, and he painted him like that because he, because it was like all like in disgust, like he turned his back on Israel, right? And just like the Jackie Kennedy portrait, that man should be fucking drug on the street and shot for that portrait. What he did to Jackie O's portrait. And the same thing with Reagan. He did the Reagan's portraits too, right? But the Reagan portrait, it's funny because Reagan has the same hand gesture on the desk that Melania has and Trump have when they have it down on the table with the obelisk behind them. So it's all about reflection. It's all about the paintings. Because the Reagan paintings, like our problems, that's the Ronald Reagan paintings. Also. Because there was a problem with all that. Because this guy, I mean, it gets so dark that who is the fashion designer that designed Jackie O's clothes?
Cassini. Wasn't it Cassini?
Balenciaga.
I thought it was Ole Cassini. Jackie O?
Yep.
Balenciaga.
No, Ole Cassini.
No.
Was the primary designer. And I remember that from growing up because my mother was a big Jackie O fan.
Look it up.
I am. I'm looking it up. She had a number of them. Halston, Valentino, Ann Lowe, Sybil Connolly.
You know what? Whatever you believe.
No, I'm just saying
Well,
Balenciaga.
we're asking AI, and we have the printed documents that show that it was fucking Cristobal Balenciaga that was doing it.
Well, then I believe you. I'm just telling you
That's
what.
the problem with AI. You can't go on and say, "Oh, I looked on AI and this was." It's like, well, that's the problem with AI.
Well, let me just go one better. I looked it up to jog my memory, but growing up, that's what we were told. So
That's what we were told because it didn't get to Balenciaga because guess who had the same eyebrows?
I
You
understand.
know.
I'm just
Why
saying.
did Balenciaga have the same eyebrows?
I'm just saying not to make people feel like they're going crazy. That's what the narrative was. That's all I'm saying.
But who owns Balenciaga now?
Who?
It's that Francois Pinault. His wife is Salma Hayek. Did you notice the movies she did? You notice that all the movies pertain to witchcraft?
Yeah.
Notice how she doesn't age either? Notice how Cher doesn't age? But then she had, I guess, a big snafu at the Grammys saying that somebody in the 50s, I don't know, some band in the 50s. I'm like, these people, we want to see some feet. I don't have a foot fetish, but I want to count some toes.
And he ain't much of a looker, is he, really?
Oh, man. Oprah's got cloven hoofs. I mean, all these, and then they show, and they show a video of Oprah working out. I'm like, AI's gotten really good.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to have the Clintons testifying via video cam. It's like, I can't wait till that one goes live. Because bet your bottom dollar, whatever day, whatever time, we're going live. Because we're all going to watch that. Vampires, yes. But we even found in the CIA on the logs, like the FOIA logs, they had one about vampires in the U.S. But
really?
Then all these churches here, like all the ones like Mormon, all of them, they come from one main church. The Universalist Church, number 1. In Transylvania, Romania, Bulgaria. It's the same one that Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad.
It all goes. It's like that's why the whole, eat this is the flesh, drink this is the blood. It's like, it's a death cult. It's like, why would we're not supposed to be drinking blood? I mean, it's just,
right.
Even if it's grape juice, but we know that the Catholic, the Roman Catholic diocese, the archdiocese in the Vatican. So, riddle me this. Why is it that Italy has tons of wineries? I mean, you think of wine, you think France, Italy, and all that. Why are they getting all of their wine shipped in from one lone winery right near Seneca Lake in New York?
Is that the Finger Lakes?
Wow.
And how many Finger Lakes are there? There's 11.
I watched your show talking about that. I think that was quite a while ago.
Man,
But here's the thing, like Jason, were you raised Catholic?
No.
Okay, I was raised.
My dad was Catholic. I was not allowed to say anything about the Pope. But yeah, that's how you get it.
So I was raised Catholic.
Make it up for it now, wouldn't you?
And the thing is, if you really listen to what we're taught that through the consecration in the Mass, it is not wine. It is literally the blood of Christ.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Man.
They hijacked everything.
Everything. And it's like this whole like near-death experience and everything like that. You start digging into that, and it gets, and the whole rats running. The running is a double entendre too, because there's a guy involved that He was a writer for running magazines, but yet they were all tapping consciousness and everything, and it all goes back to this. Was it? Shit, was it Paul Perry? Was this guy? Well,
Had you two guys heard of Balenciaga years ago, before they were sort of almost inserted into the narrative a year or two back?
I did. Remember the movie back in the 90s with Tim Allen and Kirstie Alley called where they go into the Amish country?
Oh!
And the woman's wearing a Balenciaga and she goes, "You just destroyed my Balenciaga." Do you remember
That's what that didn't he have a beard or something like that?
Yeah, he
Tim
has
Allen,
to hide.
yeah.
Hide out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very funny movie, but
yeah.
But the woman, that was the first time I heard it, and he doesn't know what she's talking about. You know what I mean? And she keeps referring to her Balenciaga. It's a dress she's wearing. That's the first time I heard it because I didn't know that designer before then. But it's like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What the hell's the name of that movie? For Rich or for Poor.
And who was in that movie?
Tim Allen.
And just him?
Kirstie Alley. 1997. That's when it was made.
Do you know what other two movies they did?
What?
Look Who's Talking and Look Who's Talking 2.
No, that was John Travolta.
It says Tim Allen.
Well, he might have. I don't know if he had a role in it, but he
he has a cameo.
Had a cameo, yeah.
So he has a cameo. So it's like, you look at like Look Who's Talking, and then isn't that like in the drop somewhere?
Is it?
Like who's talking to you, or Look Who's Talking, like, because if they're always two, it's like, but look who's talking, but then who's talking out of these cyborgs? Who's controlling that?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine the AI that let's face it, the AI that they installed in the Joe Biden clone is just epic. It's like sub 50 IQ. And I mean, we haven't even looked up his name yet. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, for all the people we've talked about and everything, I mean, we need, I don't even know, just get a list up. Because if there's 3 million documents, not 3 million pages, 3 million documents, and like a lot of them are like duplicates, but you think they're duplicates, but you have to look up at the email header, and you see that, like, especially in 9/11, because you type in WTC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click on the first one, and then you see, like, oh, yeah. How do you like it? September 17th, 2001, right? So, riddle me this. Do you think they knew the whole time? I think so. That's it. Let's see, let me try it real quick.
So the files you're looking in are justice.gov/Epstein, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, and there's whoa. Huh. Can you pull up 2188? Well, actually 2173.
What, in here?
Yeah, drops.
Oh, drops.
Yes, please. Wait, you see this? Oh my god, I can't believe they knew this. How in the fuck did they know this?
2173.
Yes, please.
There we go.
The week of September 17th. See that 2173?
Yeah.
That's a 13. That's the same date that were on all these emails about the World Trade Center.
September 17th, 2001.
Same day. Yes. Sent it to Pritzker. So many people. More incriminating text releases coming, right?
Carpet bombs.
Talking about leveling
Carpet,
Israel.
it says carpet bombs and then Moab, right?
Mm.
Where is the biggest buildup of the U.S. force right now? It's in Jordan. If we learn to read the map, Jordan used to be Moab.
Oh, wow.
OMG.
OMG.
So this just tells you who did 9/11. Either. Buy the spider for the spider. No, man. Man. He'd be a slave in Somalia. That's stupid. Man. Oh, even the Epstein files, they even said that Biden was replaced. Like,
they did?
Yeah, there's so much hidden in these. But there was let me see. Dina did email me.
You know that link in that drop is a presidential alert?
In which link? Oh.
That drop, the link in that drop there.
What's the date on that? I'm trying to 2018. Yes, it's same date, same.
Updated 9:11 a.m.
Hey, you know what the funny thing is? 10 and 10, right? Trump text slides October 3rd. What did he do on the 13th last year? He signed the peace treaty. Egypt, Hittite. Somebody have to go forward to go back. He's nice. Because there's one that she sent me. Oh, here it is. Oh, Keegan, just so evil. Well, here goes nothing. Here, Dina sent me this yesterday, and I'll put it in our chat as well. This is all 4,100 videos and pictures in one area. Still have to go through them. But there was one that the video I didn't want to show last night because I saw a little bit of it. And it's where... Oh. Can you scroll up some? Scroll up some? Okay. Yeah, the one right below that 7 that you run that door. So that one right there. Yeah, right there. If you click on that, see if they show the keystone. God damn it. But that's not the same door, though. It's a door that goes into the building, and you look at the keystone. It's a demon.
Yeah,
like a demon.
Oh, that's great. That's superb. There's a lot of stuff to go through on now.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I should save that.
And then there's channels on YouTube that actually have all the videos on it. Like there's some. The one that it has. It looks like a black boy tied to the ground, and he's sitting there with a magnifying glass, and he's torturing him and burning him.
Oh my god!
I mean,
that's on YouTube, you say? That is interesting. And that stuff is almost allowed to be on there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
I can't take
Not
it all
good.
down. They can't take it all down if people are posting this stuff everywhere.
Yep.
3 million documents worth. That's going everywhere. Don't you think the left are rather silent at the moment?
Well, now they're all freaking out. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
you know, now this is where, because you've given, so, you know, when they were like, oh, you know, we didn't get all the files. We still didn't get all the files. But when he's like, oh, Epstein's a hoax, right? Because that's Jeffrey Epstein. That's that entity. How many other names did he go by? And he had a lot of pull out in the Middle East and everything with these sultans, especially in UAE. I mean, Dubai. I mean, you can't get any dirtier than Dubai. I mean, Dubai and the UAE, it goes back to the Jockey Boy scandal when Clinton and Obama were both in Congress. And there was a sheik from the UAE that got busted for trafficking young Bangladesh boys for camel races. And then they would rape them and murder them afterwards. So the guy got caught. So he went to Obama and Clinton, and he ended up getting diplomatic immunity for all of his crimes.
That link that you just put in the chat, that has, what did you say? That has about 3 million?
No, 4,000.
Oh, 4,000.
Yeah, the Epstein files are on the justice.gov. Let me see right here. I'll put that in the chat now too. And put this in there too. I mean, you could literally type in pig. Because that's what they think we are. There's a lot for pig, mirror. The mirror one is just.
And this file is. This is from
No.
the Epstein
right
library.
There. Yeah, right there. That's it. Yeah, right there. Yep. Type in anything. Pig. 380 results. Leslie Croft. Tell G to go pick up pig, fro, and take out 4 burgers. And then click on the third one down. Right there. The data set 10. Yeah. Now, here's the pig I found on Amazon. So, was Amazon moving kids too?
Yeah, I think we pretty much can count on that.
Funny that. Aye.
Yeah, guys knows the problem, right?
You know what kind of can make you, even if you're not, a pattern recognitionist like us or whatever. Do you know what the question is? How do these companies make so much money when they're just around for a short period of time? Like Amazon, Wayfair, they're not around, and then all of a sudden they're around, and they're like billion-dollar companies. What is that telling you?
Well, they're the ones who are moving kids.
Exactly.
I mean, look where Bezos came from. His dad came over on Operation Pedro Pan when they started infiltrating America.
Really? I didn't know that about him.
Yep. His dad came over, and then lo and behold, here comes. Maybe we should see when he was born, huh? By his 60s or something, who knows? But yeah, because nobody knows where do these people come from.
That's the point.
They make up a backstory. It's like, oh yeah, they went to, even Erica Kirk's backstory. If you look at other people, it's like, yeah, they went to this school, this school, this school. It just says, oh, she went to St. Regent, a Jesuit school in Denver, and then all these other. It's like, how does she have time to go to all these universities while still living in all these countries for everyday heroes like you? Yeah.
He was 1964.
Johnson was president in 64.
64 is a great year. That's when I was born.
That's 20.
Now we know how old you are.
And that's That's like the Gen X, right? It's like right there.
Yeah, it's like right on the cusp of boomer.
Yeah.
Some people say it goes to 64, some people say it's 63, and then Gen X, but yeah, right at the end.
Yeah. Well, and it makes sense too, because you just 86 Kennedy, so it's almost like people are so dirty. Oh man. But yeah, let's see, we got a couple hours. We have Friday Night Fuckery. Still got some stuff to do around here, some printing and everything like that, because it's just fucking shit. I mean, Dina and I were up till like 3 a.m. talking about this shit.
I can imagine.
I mean, and it's so nice because that you know, because her and I bounce ideas back off. I mean, it's like, you know, she'll be telling me something. Didn't think about that. You know, it's just like, it's unreal, but we getting it.
That's great. That's why I like having these chats, because we've all got a little bit of input.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Jason, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And
was
yeah, if
great.
you guys want to join us later on.
Yeah, if I'm up, I shall come on. If I go to bed early and I get up early, I might come on for the end.
You guys want?
Well, even if you sleep in, you could probably still jump in. I mean, at this point, I mean,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
it's like every one of our shows that run to the next day all week, except Monday. It's like, but there's just so much that you want to pack in. And Wednesday we have Santos Bonacci.
Oh, do you?
Coming on. Yeah.
That will be very interesting then.
I mean, if you thought I was nervous before regular shows, oh my God. It gets bad. It gets, I mean, it, because, you know, people just get, I'm like, you know, because you want to make sure you put out the right shit, you know? You don't want to be bullshitting people and everything. It's just, and then, you know, because I remember Josh was telling me, he's like, oh, you have an outline. It's like, but the thing, it connects to so many different parts. Like this will connect to something else we talked about, and we have to go back and bring that in. And it's just a madhouse. And then here come the files, and then they're like, and then I saw in the New York Post, right? So the editorial page, Lisa, said, oh, this is the most damning thing in the files. I'm like, what? And it was like corruption. It was like, I'm like, man, everybody's come for everybody. But if they drop 3 million documents, how can you say that the next day that, oh, this most damning thing comes out of it? What, the Trump was mentioned, 3,000 times? But, I mean,
There's not enough hours in the day.
There's not. There's not. And then these emails, you start looking through them and you start seeing different names and names that were meant to be redacted but weren't. You know, but I think it's funny that she's signed herself G-Max. It's like, well, you're having fun in the Supermax.
G-Max.
Man.
Yeah. Exactly.
The arrogance. You know, the arrogance, he says that, you know, like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. We have the emails. The biggest one is the mirror. Because that one with the scrying and the divination and it makes sense that it's not a pedophile network, but it's not like they're molesting the kids. They're ritually sacrificing the kids.
Right.
So that's just a little bit worse here because they're ritually sacrificing the kids in order for them to retain power. That's why Schumer, all these people have been in power that long because they've all gone back to the wall, like Hakeem Jeffries, all them. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader. Think about that. He's getting paid almost $200,000 to be a complete lizard retard. And Hakeem Jeffries, I mean, he's all over the Epstein files too. and Plaskett, and they were all involved.
What did Assange say in what 2016?
I think he said.
And here we are, whatever it is, 10 years later.
10 and 10. And he shows Julian Assange, like, and they went through him. He's like, hey, if there was stuff on Trump, he's like, we're here. We want to knock all corruption out. Like,
right.
And that's the thing back then. It's like, if Trump's corrupt, hang him too. But he's not. You guys literally gave him, like, a complete, like, delousing in front of everybody of all his finances, of all this, that. Well, then, if you don't find anything on me, let's dig on all of you.
Yep.
So they're like, oh, whoa, no, whoa. Because they thought that his name being all over the files, but they didn't realize because they were talking bad about him. They're talking shit about him. I mean,
exactly.
There's this one that he's like in there like close to 300 times. Like, they would not stop talking about him.
Really?
It's like, are they like, because they must have known, because they knew that he was an informant. But they probably figured out that he was somebody that of a higher caliber. Yeah. So, who knows?
Well, you notice when Julian Assange came out of prison, he looked quite well fed and quite healthy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Almost if he'd been somewhere else.
Fucking John Trump at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Right, did you say your Melania decoat was on your yesterday's show?
Yeah, and also because the Melania movie is supposed to be out on Amazon Prime. Yeah. I don't know when, but when they do, we're going to show it.
It's not very far off. I was looking. Yeah.
What about Valentine's Day?
Wait, I'll tell you in a minute. Because it was up when you go to premiered the 30th of January, exclusive Amazon Prime, likely 3 to 4 weeks after the theatrical release. So the 30th would be, say, the beginning of March or still in February, right? I don't think it's going to be Valentine's Day because that's next week. That would only be like 15 days or so.
What if they... Oh, fuck that. You know when you roll it out? You roll it out on 2/23. You get the inverted 3/22, plus you get your 17. Then what happens next day? Boom. The floor is yours. Come on out.
That would be very... It
plus
says...
23 paying in the date itself. So, yeah.
Oh, good. Right, Jason. Thank you very much. I know you got a long one later.
Thank you. Yep. And I'll have Dina. Yeah, Dina. I'll send you guys a link, and if you guys want to pop in, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, they say the 28th. Oh. No. Then it makes sense with the done in 30, right? Done in 30, then 28, right?
Yeah.
Because you had the theatrical release on the 30th. Then on 2/28, you do the home release, right? Because you beat her at her own game. Erica Kirk's movie was called November Renaissance. You just busted out. Remember the 5th of November on us.
So what did I say, the 28th?
Yeah, Donna Teller said the 28th.
Yeah, well, if that's the 28th and Friday the 30th, that is that 30 days?
The 28th would be on a Saturday.
It came out on the was it the 30th, right?
30th, yeah.
30th of January.
21. Yeah, 28. 30th. 30 days, including both dates. 30th to the 28th.
And then and then they have the O and the colon 28. That's 28 minutes or 28 days. I mean, you have done in 30, then you have 30 days. Well, then if you have 28, minutes, it's the only month that has exactly 28.
Yeah, but isn't there in one of the drops? Isn't there a 30? Is this a leap year? 28 underneath it.
No. think 2020, 2024, 2028, every 4 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and 31 days in January, which is 131, which is like a post 131. That was on 11/10. NASDAQ e-briefing 3:02 a.m. Please stand by. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait, it's shit. Even if you use February and November for this month, you still on 2/14. You still have 11/14. They're both 17s. Weird.
Very. Well, not really.
Exciting times, mate. We could go on and on and on and on, but we'll let you go, mate.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. See you later.
Love you in the chat. Thank you.
Yes, definitely love you guys in the chat.
Yeah, and that's, I think that's brilliant having that chat on the screen. That works really well with three of us. So we'll do that again.
Yeah, because the big thing is in that movie, I mean, she's fucking awesome. And she is hilarious. I mean, oh, there he is. He's in the fridge again. 2 in the morning. What are you doing in the fridge? And she caught me. I mean, it gives you like an insight that they're human. But she is just. I mean, the designers and all that. I mean, she handles everything. Like, she's meticulous. Like, everything must be perfect. It's like, damn, just. And then they asked Trump, well, what was it? How do you feel your presidency would be if you weren't married to Melania? And he's like, that's a dangerous question. It's like, yeah, it's dangerous because this wouldn't have happened. Because you needed her. You already had the office of Christ there. You needed Maat. M-A-A-T. That's the one that the whole 42 laws of Maat, which is all common sense. I mean, it's just, I love it. But it's all justice and everything like that. So she canceled out Erica by having her movie be a complete success and November Renaissance getting shelved. Because she's too busy being a 304.
That's that drop I was looking for.
What?
30 in bracket, then the 28 in brackets underneath it. Funnily enough, that's got Suicide Weekend. I just found that interesting as the two numbers you're talking about there.
It's 1933 too.
Yeah. Yeah, which comes up a lot, doesn't it?
Santa Clara, California. Super Bowl.
Let's see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, if you're doing a show for that, I'll definitely come in for that anyway.
All right.
100%.
Awesome.
110%.
Awesome. Yeah, and like we said, when that Melania movie comes out, oh, God. Because we'll show it and we'll then the best part is that everybody in the chat, if somebody sees something, because we can all pick stuff apart. And the thing, they said it was an hour, 144 minutes?
Yep, an hour and 44 minutes.
And I'm looking at Tina, I'm like, was it 100? Because we went in there and it was 11:15, and then we left like a little after 1. But then I'm like, it's almost as if you just sat down and then you just got up.
Really?
It's really weird. It's like, it seems slow going, but then it was already done. But I really do wish I would take a notebook because there was a couple things in there but the painting at the end, I'm like, I gotta remember this piece. They panned into that. It's like, why are you painting this? And then it goes back to the portraits, and then you see the Abraham Lincoln with the bust hanging down. It's like, why is his head hanging down? Why is Kennedy's head hanging down? I mean, shouldn't you have your head up? I mean, but they're like, who's doing this? And then
Wait, what do you mean hanging down? Because I didn't see it like a bow, like they were bowing.
Yeah, like the bust on next to Trump's desk. How they have Benjamin Franklin sit up and like Lincoln looking down on that bust, and then you look at Kennedy's portrait. It's the same. He's looking down. Like everything's looking down, like in shame. But they were the ones that wanted to take out the money system.
Maybe it's not shame, Jason. Maybe it's deference. No?
Look who painted JFK. If you want to get rid of the financial system, who better than one of them to paint it? And then when you see the Jackie O painting, you're going to be disgusted. She looks like one of those with the Glasgow smile. I mean, it doesn't even look real. I'm like, it's all browns and yellow. It looks like shit. Just like Kennedy's. But then they show Lady Bird Johnson. She's in a fucking meadow. You know, like the fucking Sound of Music. I'm like, this bitch was over here fucking buying arms and leveling fucking Vietnam. Tom Daschle did his. He's like, but then Kennedy, they have him like all in drab. It's like, and then there's Obama and fucking this shit. They use that Epstein. They use that Epstein work. I mean, the fingers tell it all. I mean, it just shows that the presidency's been run by nothing but Nephilim up till now. How far back? Who knows?
Right.
But it's definitely post 53. Good old, you know. He surrounded himself with shit. And you get shit. So Trump surrounds himself with shit, but he's got the plan. He's so. And also, isn't it funny? Like, shatter the CIA into 1,000 pieces, right? So you have 1,000 points of light, 1,000 pieces. The 1,000 points of light in the Mother's Darkness Castle are 1,000 fractured pieces of mirror that are in this dome inside, where they have their rituals, but they're getting from dullest glass. From the same guys that started CIA have a mirror company,
right?
Do you think JFK was talking about shattering their mirrors?
Well, he said splinter. He said splinter them.
Yeah,
they're doing all that divination. I mean,
it could have a lot of meanings.
And then you look at the Waterford crystal ball, and is there a mind control thing in there? Or, I mean, you see the triangles on it. I mean, just that's why it's hard for like any of us to go out anywhere, because normies walk by shit and they don't see it.
Yeah,
we see the symbol of it, and you're like, this place is littered with evil, and they prey on kids a lot, and it's like, this needs to stop, because people just don't know, but they keep people too busy to ever notice. That's why the whole COVID, it kind of is like a catch-22. We're like, oh, we're going to have lockdowns, but then it actually woke everybody up. So, not everybody, but a majority. You know, enough to actually
make a difference. Yeah, get it out there. Yeah.
And it's worldwide, too, and that's the beauty thing. It's like just people all over, they're just like, hey, we just want to live in peace. Everybody would have lived in peace if they just kept the fucking Catholic Church out of everything. Because they had to go everywhere and spread the gospel of the Lord, and they give them bullshit Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
Like the slave Bible and all that. And then they have to baptize because, well,
you're born with terrible sin on you.
It's like you're born into sin. It's like, what?
Original sin.
And by them saying, it's like, so what you're saying is that by us being born, we're the sin? Really?
Mm-hmm.
But then you guys can go around and harvest us, and that's not a sin?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's not a sin to them.
That's why they've inverted everything. Surely a newborn baby is the most sinless creation.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing it all.
Yeah, and you have to feel for the people that have missing kids out there, and this all comes out. Can you imagine that? And then you have CPS working with the judicial system to keep them in power.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll try to get on. I can't. This is what 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. Great show.
Yeah. Brilliant show, Jason.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone in the chat, and we shall see you all of a sudden. Hold the line. Together we win.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
Where we go one, we go all.
Yes, sir. Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
This is the difference between the power of our Creator and anything else, particularly evil. That you can go into a pitch black room full of evil, full of darkness, and light a little candle, and instantly that darkness flees. But you can't do the opposite. You can't go into a well-lit room full of truth and wisdom and righteousness and joy and health and harmony with the universal power. And you can't take any amount of darkness and go into that well-lit room and have any effect whatsoever. That is the metaphor which I frequently think of when I think that I'm not empowered. It is the greatest lesson for me, and I think for everybody else, to know that we're on the winning side and that we win in the end.